back to the podcast, guys and gals. Now look, obviously when you come on this podcast, maybe you're watching it on the Sunday when it's released, maybe you're watching it on the Monday, maybe you're watching it on the Tuesday or the Wednesday or the Thursday, and if you're watching it on a Friday, get a fucking life. But you know, maybe you're watching this and you're thinking, oh, there's normally sort of characters like, you know, like, comedians, DJs, writers, a whole plethora of guests, but I kind of didn't want to go down the true crime route because obviously you've got like James English that's already in that, and that would be very hard to catch. James English, massive, right? So when I made this podcast, at first I was thinking I need to stay away from that, but you know, I just could not resist this one, guys. When the offer got put on the table, I thought, oh my God, I cannot resist getting these guys in. Now, with me today are two of New Jersey's most notorious hitmen, mafioso, and they're twins as well. So everybody welcome the Maranzano Twins on. All right, guys, how you doing?
Evan, thank you for having us on your fucking podcast. It means a lot for me. It means a lot for my brother Carmine. He's just out of prison, as you know. Right. And we're here to tell our fucking stories, huh?
Oh, no, I'm looking forward to it. I must say I'm a bit nervous because I don't want to like be kind of that way, but yous are very intimidating men. Now, Carmine, you said that you were just out the jail. What happened? How long were you in jail for? Whereabouts were you in jail?
Didn't he fucking do his research? Fuck me with a fucking amateur. 15 years, Evan. 15 fucking years in Rikers Island. Now I'm fucking here. My brother in fucking Scotland.
And how...
Let me get a little smoke here.
You can't really smoke... never mind. So, I mean, I don't want to be too personal, but how did you end up there? What did you actually do?
I would be fucking telling, wouldn't it, Evan?
You don't ask any fucking questions on a podcast. When a man goes inside, you do not ask why he was in there.
All right. Sorry, I've not... as I said at the start, like, I've never interviewed sort of like gangsters. Can I call you gangsters?
I'm not a gangster. I'm just a normal fucking human being.
He served his time.
Right. And I see you've got guns with you. How did you manage that?
You know, we got some fucking contacts here in Wishaw, or whatever it's fucking called.
We got contacts all over the country, especially Glasgow Airport.
Oh, right.
You want to get a gun in a Delta flight? You can't do that. If you get a Ryanair from America, that's a different story.
Ryanair from America?
From America, they chartered the jet for us.
How much was that flight?
Hey, business is business.
Oh, man. You're two the coolest guys I think I've ever met. So, Sal, I mean, you obviously... How was it for you? Your brother being locked up for so long. You've been in the outside. Probably... I don't want to offend you. Probably up to no good, I'll be honest. How was it, your brother being away for so long?
Life's hard. I miss my brother so much I faked my own death.
Oh, my God.
Sal Maranzano, consigliere, killed in a pizza parlor, Hoboken, New Jersey.
So that was just a hoax that...
I had to get out of there. I'm nothing without my brother. I dearly love my brother. Carmine. There is no Sal without no Carmine. You get me?
Mm-hmm. I really feel that at the moment. He's like two peas in a pod, I would say. So tell me, Carmine, now you're acting a little bit, I don't mean to be cheeky, you're acting a bit hostile. We do need to open up a bit for the podcast. So what was your childhood like, Carmine?
I had a beautiful childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful New York City, 1970s, it was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
There was community, there was spirit.
Was there love?
A lot of love.
What about the Lord? Was he there?
I'm not too sure about the Lord. Because if God existed, would I end up in fucking Rikers?
True. And what kind of guys did you meet in Rikers?
They had murderers. They had gangsters.
Gangsters? But you're not a gangster?
I ain't a gangster. I'm a normal guy like you.
Right. Okay. And Sal, just on to you. I don't want to leave you hanging too long. Obviously, you know, I'm really interested in what was life like being a sort of in the mafia in maybe the 90s. I know maybe a lot's changed with the new world, but in the 90s, you know, how was that?
Well, where do I start? We're in New Jersey. There's a lot of crime going on. And there's good and bad guys.
Now, who the fuck is this fucking Jerry? He's a fucking amateur. Fucking what you find out of this shit for? Where can I get a fucking beer around here?
Evan.
Oh, Jamie, do you know what? I would love to hear what you've got to say, but I'm actually experiencing some tropical tones at the moment running through my veins from this beautiful beverage.
Fanta lemon ice or something, or Caribbean Crush, or...
Jamie, you plonker. It's beer.
And it's a tropical paradise.
It's tropical paradise. I'm getting notes of fucking pineapple and citrus, mate.
Mate, beer's meant to be bland and not even adventurous on the palate.
Mate, what year are you stuck in, bro? It's no 2022 anyway. Because let me tell you, Jamie, Beer 52 have solved all the problems regarding beer. So, troops, listen up. The kind folks at Beer 52 are offering the people at Reilly's Gaff, the listeners, the Gaffinators, they're offering them a free case of 8 beers. 8 craft beers from all over the world, right? Your palate is going to go on a journey. Are you going to deny your palate a round the world trip? What are you? Cruel?
Nasty.
Despicable?
Mean.
Disgusting? So, troops, all you need to do to claim that free case of 8 craft beers is go to www.beer52, and that's the number 52, beer52.com/Reilly, Reilly. And once you've put that code in, all you need to do is cover the postage costs. $5.95. Come on, for 8 craft beers from all over the world. They've got beer for everybody. If dark beer's not your thing, they've got light only cases. They're catering to all troops. In fact, anybody who gets the case of beer from Beer 52 are going to receive some tasty snacks, and they're also going to receive a copy of the award-winning Ferment magazine.
Woo!
So get with it, troops. And look, the thing is, see if you want to sign up for this, and then you're like, I don't want to continue this. You can cancel at any time. So if you're not satisfied, you know, get the free case and then cancel it. But we think you will be. And also, if you want to pause it, you can do that as well. So it's very flexible. What is there really to sign up for this for? Like, what reason would you have that you wouldn't want to sign up and get this for? It's silly. And look, troops, it helps support us as well. So if you want to support us and get free beers, you know where to go. The link's in the description. For audio listeners, it's www.beer52.com/Reilly, Reilly. Mate, I seen a tweet, right, about somebody at Transmit paying a tenner for the rest of somebody's elf bar. A tenner, like in the crowd.
I've seen that as well.
Do you think, could you see yourself getting to that stage? Is it that bad?
Not personally, mate, but that is true desperation. It doesn't surprise me, because mine last year, that wee guy that had the bottle of bucky,
Aye.
that was
something
and
always
dug it up. That's some effort. Mind that.
What he like put it in. Did he not dig up the grun or something? Is that what you're talking about?
Aye,
and then put the bucky in it, and then like went in and dug it out and got it back.
Aye.
That is like how can people be arsed planning these things? Who are these people?
I don't know, mate, but at the end of the day, I heard it was quite a bad crowd in that, because that boy obviously last year, they get skegged. He gets scanted.
Aye, no, that was. I seen that there was a taxi driver or something, wasn't it? He was saying that his son went
Derek
and
or something. His wee boy Derek, he's like, I don't go to Transmit and all that. My boy get scanted and aye.
As a William Doig
crowd
son.
full of bastards and all
Can you ever remember getting scanted?
I do, aye.
Mm-hmm.
Good friend of mine, Derek, done it. And it exposed me.
Mm-hmm. How did it make you feel?
Embarrassed. I pulled his t-shirt out of his head and was trying to get involved in an altercation, you know. Felt very embarrassed.
Was that in school?
No, it's in my pal at times.
Getting scanted is a serious thing.
It's a very, very serious thing. It's actually a crime.
It's not enough, it, going on.
It is actually like
A hands up. It's all you can.
essay.
You can't scan.
You can't scan. That was the big campaign that Police Scotland put out a few years ago. You can't scan.
But see if you do scan, I'll buy an ice cold beer.
Oh, So there's something.
That's legendary behaviour, isn't it?
Aye, scanting. What would be hilarious?
Bring back Scanton. Bring back Scanton. Bring back Milling. Buy my day. Buy my day.
Aye, that's what it's like, innit?
What else is, mate? You know what people done in my school? They used to get like the blade out of a sharpener. Somehow they would get it out. Do you know? You're nodding your head, and they would just like slash your bag, mate. Your bag would just be slashed.
That wasn't hanging Ogilvy when we went there, no.
It was fucking. I don't know what. It's very sad, mate.
1999, wasn't it? Remember the rubber?
Oh,
give me the blue shade, the rubber Foxy. No, the white fucking shade bag. Well, that was going down there.
See these mad like things like that, right? They start off with like just wee basic things, see like a wet willy. Like just like things that are like, always funny if you'd say, even in a day, still hilarious. And then like something like birthday bumps and that, just pure like pathetic, like.
Aye, mate. I remember there was a thing that was going about our school, right? There was a boy in our school who was like a champion sprinter, right? His legs were like trees, right? Massive. And there was this wee cunt Johnny, and everybody would go about our school doing this. Do you know what jellyfishing is?
No.
Mate, it's like, so say you're standing up straight, right? Somebody would come for like this, see like the maybe halfway up your thigh on the side. Somebody would walk up to you and just knee it full force, mate, and your full leg would go dead. And that boy, like, Johnny was honestly, I think he was 3'7" or something, right? He walked up, fucking done that to that boy, his legs, and he actually went in the toilet and was like, green. And it's like,
we used to have
school was terrible, mate.
We used to have a thing in our school called Killer First Year. Right, chain up, right?
That's like John Ogilvy High School.
MD for Blantyre.
Exclusive.
Oh no. Basically, on the 5th of November, Bonnie night, the school was chaos, fireworks getting shot up corridors and that, right? But it was a thing, right? So in our school, it was an old building, and the first years had their own area. So basically, the rest of the school was like, if you see a first year, you need to kick fuck at them, you need to bat them, you need to fucking leather them, right? And then our area get like segregated away from everything else. It was teachers making barricades and that, so you couldn't get into it. But a boy we went to school with get dragged out the barricade for the older ones, and he said get flushed in the toilet. We could hear the squeals, mate. It'll live me forever, mate. It'll live James McDowell. It'll live the squeals will live with me forever, man.
I bet he still vividly remembers that happening.
It, mate. I've not heard of it.
I remember. Do you know what getting snowman does? Do you know what that is?
No, mate,
it's like, so say it's snowing, right, and there's like a big, like out of our school, you know where Cathkin is. So like, see where the pitches are, right? See like the other side of the fence, like the path. There's a big grassy hill. So when it snows, that just gets thick, like really thick. And like, when the snow would lie, like what would happen is, like when we were in maybe first and second year, you'd be going out for lunch and we'd need to go walk up that hill to go to like Nisa and that, and fucking the sixth years, like the mad nuts cunts would be like, right, we're going to snowman with you first years, and they would be like, they would chase you right up that hill, deck you right, and then just start kicking snow or air the tap you, so you're like a snowman.
That is absolutely brutal.
But this is what I don't like. I never done anything like that to anybody, right? But I wonder now, like these Waynes that done that, you're like, that's not even normal behaviour. Like it sounds funny now because you're like, oh, it's a bad memory and all that, but like that's pure psychotic behaviour at a young age. Flushing a cunt's head down the toilet. What are these cunts doing now? Killers.
Oh, mate, these are, it's always see all the maddest cunts at school. They're always the cunts that go off the radar and they don't know what they're doing.
I know.
And then they pop up with a Facebook account, and the absolute content on that Facebook is unbelievable.
Mate, how funny.
Incredible.
Or actually the double
and they're always like, every week they're making, like they'll have a Facebook for a month and write a status pure, put all that shit behind us now, gotta start afresh, just all I'm focusing on is me, the Wayne and my bird and all that. And then like a week later you'll see pure mad weight statuses, pure come meet me, you fucking dafty. Like they think they're mailing somebody and they're writing a status, pure come meet me, you fucking dafty. And then like they delete their Facebook and then they'll make a new one like another week later.
See these cunts, they've fucking furnished a full house in Facebook Marketplace, isn't they?
Defo looking to get rid. Aye, the other cunts are selling the things for nothing. Just come pick it up.
Just come pick it up.
Just get this thing out my house.
Aye, so I was like dirt bikes and all that.
And
And
the cunts who are members of that Aqua Scooping fucking page.
Oh, that is a legendary
Caps
page.
and scarves.
Aye, cunts. The best post ever, I think we were talking about it on here once, the best post ever was like a cunt posting like a bow and arrow, right? And somebody wrote under it pure, what size that, bro? I'm needing a new bow and arrow. As if like he's already got one, he's like, I need a new one.
Location, Cranhill.
Aye.
We fucking need a
Does that, mate, the best thing about, you know about Cranhill? You know about the delicacies in Cranhill?
I know about Cranhill, but
the best name takeaway ever is in Cranhill, right? So you know how like an Indian you normally get Asian tandoori, Shimla tandoori, Cranhill tandoori.
Mate, that's amazing. That's like seeing Burbank.
No even kidding on. Not I mean, no even like, well, we're in it's authentic. They're like, we're in Cranhill and we do tandoori. And that's it.
Nah, that's like obviously a lot of like takeaways, like Chinese Indian restaurants have got like nicknames of the guy that owns them, right? But seeing Burbank, there's just generally a Chinese called Eddie's. Like, that's the sign outside, just Eddie's.
Edward.
I'm never buying a Chinese off a guy called Edward.
I know, especially like see if you're getting a Cantonese scan, you're not wanting it for Edward.
I'll take a Zing. I'll take Jing. I'll take Bao.
Zheng.
I'll take Ling.
Wong.
Du.
Aye, any of them.
Jan, whatever.
What I'm not taking is Edward.
I know Edward.
Edward.
Unless you're wanting fucking fried rice and fucking Auntie Bessie's, know what I mean?
We were talking, yeah, did you have this back in the day? Like, just, there's a, oh no, I don't even want to, we'll break their name because this is illegal what they done. So, Ronnie's Po Shing, right, is in Fernhill. Keep it in, fuck it, I don't care. Ronnie's Po Shing, we used to phone there, right? But this is years ago. Allegedly, this didn't really happen, right? It didn't actually happen. This is a false story. So, Ronnie's Po Shing, we used to phone them and be like, right, can we get chips and can you jump in the shop next door and get us 5 bottles of Mad Dog, 3 2Ls, like give them a lit, and they would come with me. They would buy it and deliver it like a dial-a-booze, but it was like a discreet thing with the Chinese. Did you ever have that when you were like maybe 17 and that?
Sun in and Blantyre, the Sun in, that would have like obviously Chinese takeaway, but then they'd an off licence for the wall. But there's a boy we went to school's da that was the driver, but he didn't play the game right. He didn't take the hint. He was IDing people left, right, and centre back in the day.
Come on,
got his house parties, not IDing people. And that was
Imagine that was your job, but fucking you've got fucking 12 bottles of MD, Mary down, fucking Wickeds, Bucky and all that.
That's Specs' life, bro.
Listen, Spexy, bro, we love you. And shit ever. But
if any cunt needs a dial-a-booze, get
Spexy phone,
Snapchat.
Imagine going to the door and you were like a legit guy, not, and then you go and you see it's a fucking gang of 13-year-olds, you'd be like, no, that's again.
That's like 2 in the morning, there's like all these mad 15-year-olds and all that, and you've got the, as Sean said, the bags of Mary down and all that, fucking Frosty Jacks.
There's a lot of this
then
shit
you need to, then they all come up to you in a gang all steaming, choking for the bevy, and then you've got the audacity to
Get back here, you fucking fat bastard! Get fucking back here, you old cunt! You creepy hinges fucking call my pal
please.
Don't talk to my bud like you old bastard!
Nah, I can't just try Dave's joke.
He's like, can I get IDs? Like, who you talking to, fuck's sake?
You fuck's sake, you
Like blades and all. Imagine getting stabbed in that, like just delivering like
I just thought,
stabbed to death.
no, you know I can't give you a bag of Mary down unless you show me your driver's license or passport, son.
Remember the young Scott guy?
Fuck you, you're getting plugged, you fucking man.
Has he got a fucking pass logo on it, right? This is real ID.
Young Scots, remember
That's young Scott, fuck's sake. You discriminating against young Scott, fuck's sake.
Young Scott.
Get a chopper it.
I was going to say to you as well, Transmit, baby. Transmit happened. It was young Joe was there. Joe had a great time.
Joe buried an elf bar and dug it up.
I know, man.
I know the guy that buried it. Like, when you hear about that, you feel bad because when you're hearing about it, you know it didn't work. You know what I mean?
Aye.
I wonder if there is people that did do that, but you just don't hear about it.
You couldn't
Burying
find
shit.
it. They dug it up and left it. They're like, fuck, man. You ever came out like the float of that and just lost your motor?
Aye, once or twice, aye.
Aye.
It's no happened often, but I seen one of my mates, Wally Norton, wrote on fucking on Twitter the other day, he's like, I've lost my motor on the south side.
Aye, I see them writing that.
And I don't know where it is.
Mate, do you know what I done once, right? I was driving my dad's motor, it was a Peugeot, right? And I drove me and Paigey, right, to fucking the south side. I think we went to, what's that place called? Gusto and Relish, you ever heard it? Aye, so drove us in there, right? Fucking me and Paigey bounced in, happy as Larry, and I was getting out the motor and I must have like been like trying to get all my shit, get my phone, my wallet and that, right? And I've got out the motor and shut the door, right? And as I've shut it, the motor's locked and I looked and the keys were in it, right? Sake. But like, it's because a Peugeot has like an auto lock thing where you shut the door and it just automatically locks, even if like, which is a terrible design, but I think it's like a safety thing or something, wee safety issue or something like that, man. But
in case you leave your baby in it or something.
I think it's for like, say, I don't know where I read this. I think it's for like, say you're a woman and you're getting chased by a mad guy. Like if you run in your motor and shut the door, like if somebody's chasing you or something, they can just open it. But it auto locks. It's like a safety thing.
Did you just put a window in, mate? That's harder done.
Hard to pan every window, bro.
Every window.
Da not happy. Fuck it, man.
Just punch window in, fuck's sake.
Mate, somebody had to come up, like drive up. Imagine I'm so annoyed, man.
Auto technician come up.
No, I was thinking the day as well. Like. So have you ever smoked snout like regularly?
I've never been a full time smoker or part time, just sort of sessional smoking, you know, just here and there, on nights out occasionally, you know.
Aye, because I was thinking like, see, there's people that I've smoked snout, obviously, right, but I've never once felt really like, oh, like that mad addiction, like I fucking could go another one of them. It's just one of them mad weight things. But I was pals with a boy called Baird, right? And he smoked. Baird's a legend. Baird's got Baird wrote down his arm there and like Comic Sans. But
sounds like my kind of guy, mate.
Oh, Baird's a legend, bro. But Baird smoked one snout, mate, and was like, that's me, one snout.
That was a dog out the
cage. Mate, I remember I worked in the railway, right, and I used to no hang about, obviously you're in your work, you're hanging about with cunts. I was hanging about with this cunt in my work. No, but like just the wee cunts I was with, and they'd always go for a smoke break. Fuck it, I'm going in for a smoke and that. So I'd just go and stone with them, like, because I couldn't do it on my own. So I'd stone with them and like see the smell, the constant smell of the fags and all. I was like, smells fucking good, man. And like I was and I remember one day I got dropped off at Drummy Tesco and I went in and I bought a packet of snout and I was like, guess I'm a smoker now. I'd be walking down the road, pure smoke. And I was like, now that way in my head I was like, I'll always remember this day, the day I started smoking snout. And I remember like in the Gaff there was like fucking 10 in it or so whatever, there was like huddles left and I was like, why'd I fucking buy them? I didn't want to smoke these. It was just like the smell had just dragged me into
like
it.
Tobacco in it.
Aye.
I like the smell, I think. Like, see, sometimes it reminds you of like being in a fucking nightclub or something like that. I think.
See if you're the smokers.
It's grimy, mate.
I'm not going to lie, right? I like a wee cigarette and I'm drinking. I've tried to chuck the habit. I've barely done it recently, but I used to go through that stage and I'd go on a night out. I'd smoke 10 fags, no bother. And at the time they're great, but see the next morning, absolutely disgusting.
Aye.
Your mouth is like a fucking ashtray. It's barking.
Tastes like
I
a piece
do
of
not
shit.
recommend it.
See, it's when his teeth were like burnt out French and they go to turkey now. That's why he's
Touching my finger while yelling. I mean, I just got to turkey to get my fingers turned by again, fuck's sake, know what I mean?
My fingertips.
I've got fingertip whitening out turkey, know what I mean? $2,000 it cost me, fuck's sake.
Fingertip whitening. Imagine that.
Tips and teeth, mate.
Tips and teeth. Do you get a deal?
Tips and teeth, mate. 10k.
Tips, teeth, and dollar. That is the perfect holiday to Turkey, man. But talking about holidays, man. Talking about sweet, sweet holidays. These two young men were sent on a mission by Reilly's Gaff. Now, look, I want to talk first about the decision, right, to go to. Would you say it was like the South America, the Midwest and the South, sort of?
It was basically north to south. So it was
the American. I believe they call that the American dream.
What it was is we wanted to go on a good holiday with our pals, me, Jordan, my mates, Derek and Jordan. We were originally going to go to like South Korea and Japan, but I think at the time when we were booking, they had like completely locked down because of COVID, obviously. So we said, where are we going? So we kind of sat in it for a while, and our mate Jordan said, listen, I'm going to go on a bit of I'm going to travel the States now. He's still there now, actually.
Is he?
He's in Hawaii now, aye. He's a jet setter, the boy, you know. What a guy.
Is he himself?
Aye. Mm-hmm.
I really respect cunts that can go on holiday. That's a strong character, mate.
No.
Terrible.
He's either a strong character or a psychopath.
Ulterior motive, mate. Trafficking.
He's into that child trafficking, mate.
Nah, Jordan. Nah,
good on him, mate. Good on it.
Dr. Green is in Hawaii at the moment.
Dr. Green?
Dr. Green's in Hawaii at the moment, but he's got family there. But irrespective of that, we wanted to go on a holiday, so we said, right, where's the first place you're going to? And he was like, Chicago, and we're like, brilliant. So that was it. We started off there, didn't we?
But why not just go to Dubai, innit? Mate, you spend all that dough. Why not just go
I
to
need to
Dubai?
ask.
Go to all the big Dapam and all that, mate.
I don't know cunts that fucking go to Dubai, but there's actually nowhere I would want to go less than Dubai. Saying that
very
Berlin or like
fabricated
fucking
place.
something. I
It's
wouldn't want to
very
go to Bahrain, but I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea.
There's
that kind of
something
thing.
dirty about it.
Well, I know
There's
the
something-
thing with Dubai that I understand. Like, see, if you're just like you like the bright lights, you like the simple things in life, and you just see the big bright lights of Dubai, and
Aye.
you're like,
It's just a big silver bun, really.
it's a big silver.
It's just Dubai's just like going to silver bun.
A 5-star
really,
silver
innit?
bun.
Silver bun with a couple of fish tanks and lots of more luxury shops.
Aye.
A few good restaurants and that.
Where's the history?
This is what I was going on to. There's
dirty
no
money in it. Dirty money built and dirty
See-
fucking money.
See, Dubai, what could you tell me about Dubai before 1990 or 2000 even?
No.
Fuck all,
I'll
it was a
tell you a
desert.
fact
It was a
about Dubai.
desert.
Majority of cunts that go to Dubai think that Dubai's a country.
I know. What country are you? Dubai? No, you're not. You're going to the United Arab Emirates, mate.
Exactly.
Fucking
Fact checked. Fucker.
fuckers.
Chicago. Then.
So,
Chicago. yeah.
Sorry.
So-
Sorry about that, Evan.
so tell us about. So we started in Chicago. Now tell me about Chicago. I've heard from Sean Ewart that it was the best city he's ever been to. Now, that's a big claim.
That's a big
And you've
thing.
actually been to Bristol as well, so that's why I'm thinking that's crazy.
It's actual. I don't know, man. It's just like the majority of people that go to America probably go to Florida or New York, right? That's probably the two that the most people go to. So Chicago's no like. I don't know. Like, I think we asked people who's been to Chicago and maybe found about fucking 3 or 4 people we knew had actually been to Chicago. So it's not like one of the ones where you can get a direct flight for Glasgow or Edinburgh or whatever. But we flew via Dublin, mate, and it was just a fucking just unreal. But people always say, "Oh, Chicago, the south side, no, that's fucking roughest place."
It's
in
dangerous,
fucking
man. You go to
America."
Chicago, you go to Chirac, you go to Chi-Town, bro. You go to Illinois.
You'll never come back.
You're not
coming
your mum
back
will get
body
you
bags.
back off playing in body bag, know what I'm saying? That's what you get.
You need to pack you out at the suit. The what's the hang the luggage hang?
Your mum
you
had
come
baggage.
round in body bag at the luggage car, bro.
No,
Your mum got to drag you off it.
You got to make your mum pay for body bag.
Body bags, bro. They chop up.
Import charges, brother.
No, but it's actually dynamite, man. Like it's like a chilled, relaxed version of New York. Hundreds of good restaurants. There's a fucking beach in the middle of the city. So it's really on
I never
fucking.
knew that about
There's a
Chicago.
beach in the middle of the city, white sands, man, and there's a river that runs right through the middle of it and that does boat tours. You've got fucking baseball. It's just unreal. It's just got a pure good vibe to it. Know what I mean?
The
So it's
people
just a
are-
good vibe.
It's like, see when you go to New York, like a lot of people that live in New York aren't from New York, whereas
Aye.
so like they'll go to New York, it's like the epicenter of like American business and whatever. But Chicago's different. A lot of people are in Chicago are from Chicago,
Aye.
so it's a wee bit more it's a bit more authentic.
I get it's not as tourist sort of heavy.
Like the people are nicer as well. At New York, it's like, get the fuck out of here.
Ben
Like, all that shit.
just said that the people are nice in Chicago, but there's actually a little incident that happened in Chicago.
What happened in Chicago?
And people weren't so fucking nice.
Whoa.
Ben, do you care to tell the story about the subway journey back from the Chicago Cubs game?
I saw the Cubs game, had a few beers, obviously. $15 Budweisers, by the way. It's probably
Shite,
how
but
much
you're going
would-
to
You need to pay it. You don't have a choice. Like $15
It's
for
the fucking king of beers,
Budweiser.
baby.
That's the
And
kind of the best beer in
And
the
the
world,
guy
baby. Yeah.
has got the fucking cheek to ask for a tip.
That's the thing in America.
$15
Like,
Budweiser.
like I'll tip at restaurants, but it's like it's a
Standard.
mandatory, like everything, like, and if you don't date, they're like, even if, know what I find mad in America? Obviously, it's just the way that their system, whatever works, the waiters and that are on such a low wage, they need tips
It's
to
exploitation,
just to
mate.
survive.
It's a capitalism
Aye.
thing. It's
It's
exploitation.
sickening.
Joke, man.
Even when you give them a tip and they don't think it's enough, they're like, as if like you're a bad tipper, like you didn't tip enough,
Aye,
which
an
is mad.
embarrassment.
Like
Aye.
if you tip anything here, cunts are like, oh cheers, like it's like an unexpected sort of thing.
I understand it in the restaurants, but see if you're opening up a bottle of beer, come on, man.
So wait,
Like-
tell me, you bought this? Where did you buy this beer? In the stadium, right?
Wrigley
Okay.
Field, aye.
So the cunt, so that's like got to Parkhead and getting a Bovril, and the cunt's like,
15.
I mean,
You're going
I'm
to
not,
pay,
mate.
but it's even just having the luxury to get a fucking beer and that and
aye,
be civilised and
Aye,
just
it's good.
chill out, man. It's
No,
class.
it was a great experience with baseball. I never thought that. I've always kind of liked it, but I thought a lot of people were like, I went to a Yankees game, it was fucking pish.
It's so
And
boring.
I understand it, it's a long game, many an inning, but
Take
it's
it in,
great.
baby. Get full of Budweiser, the king of beers, baby.
The
and
sun
here we
shining
go.
down, a
That's
few
all you-
home runs, you know.
how long is a game of baseball?
Fucking about 3 hours or
It
something.
could be anything.
Nine-
I think,
It's like
I
cricket,
think
kinda.
the quickest it could probably go is about 2.5. It could go for 2.5 to about 5-6 hours, like, depending on like if it goes past a 10th inning.
So
fuck.
I'm assuming that the listeners of this don't want to hear about a fucking game of baseball. What they want to hear about is the action that happened at that fucking Subway, baby. That was some serious fucking action.
What happened?
Ben, if you fucking tell the story.
So I was going on the Subway with the boys.
Carmine is really getting raging.
I know he's getting raging, man. He's just pure like he's wanting to take the
He's institutionalised. He doesn't know how.
See, because you mentioned that story, he just wants it over and done with. He wants the violence done, right? Anyway, I was getting on the Subway, right, back to our hotel for the baseball. It was at 11 at night or something, and so obviously after the baseball, really busy, chock-a-block, so I had to squeeze onto the train, and there's this mad group of frat boys already in the train, all their tops off, just these mad like middle class
American Spice
college
Boys.
fucking
Frat boys?
taps half in that, right? Absolute gimps, right? Absolute gimps of the highest order. So they're no going back to like accommodate people getting on the train. So this older woman, probably maybe in her late 40s, 50, was like, can you please move back? Like, we need to go on this train, and one of them told her to fuck off and that. So I didn't get involved in it. I was like, for fuck's sake. And then both of them started arguing with each other. Blah blah blah, and the woman pushed one of them, were saying horrible shit to her, like really nasty personal things to her, and the husband standing next to her, surprisingly he done nothing, said nothing, right? Really weird situation. So I just said to myself, know what, fuck these cunts, I'm just going to stand with them, like, in their group, right? No, because I hated this woman. That's what it sounds like. I'm joining their side.
I'm slaughtering her, I know.
If you can't beat them, join them.
It's like coming back for a fucking sale at a Rangers game, but I've heard the public transport's rammed, so these cunts are obviously like that, but I wasn't on that fucking carriage, so I wasn't ready to tell a story.
Aye, so anyway, I decided to stand with them and that, and they're giving this woman shite, she starts greeting and that, and I'm just looking at my mate like, this is a fucking shambles anyway. So I'm just standing, minding my own business, and I feel somebody slap my arse on the train, right? Right? So it turns out it was one of these boys who took his cap off his head and then just slapped my arse, right? And I'm like,
What an odd manoeuvre.
I'm like, you can,
Very homosexual.
I can say, you can do anything you want if you're my friend, right? If you're my friend, slap my ass. You do what you want, right?
Fucking stick it in, man. If
Stick
you're
it
my
in,
friend, you
baby.
know what I mean? Stick it right in there.
If there's any children listening to the podcast, I'm very, very sorry about the comments, right?
Don't stick it in your ass.
Anyway, nothing, right? So anyway, the guy slapped me in the arse, so I went like to myself, fuck this, I'm not letting somebody do that to me to try to have a wee laugh at my expense. So what did I do? Grab the boy by his cock and balls.
Did you?
Aye.
Fuck.
Just turn round,
That's
man.
an amazing move, to be
My
fair.
mate Deck was a witness to this. It did happen. I turned round and grabbed him by his fucking crown jewels and
No,
gave
look
him a
at-
right good squeeze. You know, one of the ones that sends a vibration up your stomach. Right?
Look at
They
them
know
ones,
business,
guys.
right?
Look at the size of
Get a zoom in on that,
I
Joe.
got the fucker, right?
That, Joe. Look at these horns, man.
You don't want name on your boss.
No, right, so I grabbed the wee guy and he let away a wee...
Oh,
A wee... Know what I mean? A wee scream. He was obviously shocked. He didn't realise that this guy was going to grab his dick. And then I was like, what are you going to fucking do? Right?
I've got your dick.
So... And then they're like, I can't understand a word this motherfucker's saying. Right? Because they thought I had a hat on, it had a wee shamrock on it, so I think they thought I was Irish.
He's Irish,
so my
motherfucker.
mate Deck bounces over because he thinks everything's going to kick off, right? So there's 5 of them to us. We probably would have got battered. I don't know, it was in a tight train. Anyway, I just said to the boy, I was like, listen, mate, I can understand every word you're saying and you can't understand a word I'm saying because you're a fucking clown, right? And they're like, what's he saying to us, man? What's he saying?
this guy was saying, man.
So anyway, I kept so an argument ensued, and the boy by me kept trying to push me, and I just fucking turned around. I was like, "Are you going to do it? And like, are you actually going to do it?" And they're like, "What's he saying?" Like, just the same shit. All gimps, all shite bags, right? Getting off the train, they tried to throw a bottle of water over me. Ended up throwing it over a guy, and they left. And I just said, "You're all virgins."
What the fuck, man? Did you is that like, was that uncommon there? Like, it's in people acting like that? See, when you went to Chicago, because I always wonder this, because see, like, I've been to America once, right? I went to Florida when I was like 5. I just remember bright lights and fat people, right? At breakfast buffets. I remember 2 really humongous women scooting things like a breakfast buffet and I just remember this is one of the only things I remember, seeing the height of the food on the plate and going, people can eat like that, like people can actually put that away
Go big
at
or
breakfast.
Go big or go home, baby.
But see, because like even though you can tell me if you think they're similar to us or no, see, because it's not like gone to Spain where it's all like the culture's very different, and it's like they're like sort of our culture accelerated almost.
Really
so did you feel like what were they like in general as people? Do you think they're similar to us, or a lot more intense? Or
a lot of things you can't really can't be a stereotypical American. There isn't a stereotypical American because it's basically on a state by state basis.
Aye,
they're all so
fucking different countries into the
people
states
from
almost.
Chicago are so different from people from fucking Mississippi. Do you know what I mean? It's completely different. Do you know what I mean?
It's like different countries, man.
I suppose I suppose it's like meeting. I mean, I don't know if it's that different, but like maybe it's like meeting somebody for Chicago is like meeting somebody for Glasgow, and then meeting somebody for like Mississippi is like meeting somebody for fucking like somebody for fucking like Skye or something. Like they're going to be different people.
That's exactly what it is. I'd say it's like even with size of your country, it'd be like speaking to someone who's German compared to speaking to someone who's Spanish. Like the distance you're travelling, like thousands of miles.
I know about Americans is that I think a large percentage of them actually haven't left their country, so they've not experienced a lot of different cultures. Like when you think of cultures in America, like, so it would be like Native Americans, but there's not a lot of Native Americans now. Their culture is basically it's a land, the land of the free, the greatest country in the world. It's made up of immigrants, basically.
Aye.
So their culture is
immigrants.
Their culture is being say Mexican or fucking Irish, Scottish, fucking Polish or whatever. That's their culture's Elvis.
Do you think that's why they get such a buzz when like they'll meet somebody that's actually Irish or actually Scottish? They're like, oh my fucking god! They're like, my fucking granddad's fucking Scottish. He's from fucking London. You're like,
see the thing is as well. They're like, oh, I'm Scottish, and I'm like, oh, are you? When were you born in Scotland? They're like, my great grandfather Archibald the third. But this is what I don't understand. It's like, see with Italian Americans as well. They're like, hey, we're Italian. I'm like, where were you born in Italy? No, were your parents born in Italy? No, were your grandparents born in Italy? Aye, that doesn't make you Italian.
It's like somebody for
no, I mean, you're American.
Like, you're I know. It's like Italian. It's like people for Coatbridge saying nothing Glasgow and that, and it's like fucking. It's like, I mean, if you're on holiday, we'll give you it, but if you're no, then we're cutting that shit out. You're definitely no.
It's like people for Coatbridge saying nothing Ireland, baby. You know, that's what it's like.
Defo, man. But was there anything like in Chicago that? Because that was the first place you went, right? So I always wonder, like, when you go to a place, you maybe didn't have a lot of expectations in your head of like what it was going to be like, but were there things that what you were like, oh, I didn't expect this sort of thing?
How easy it is to buy. I don't smoke. Me and Ben didn't smoke, but you can just walk into a shop and buy a bit of fucking green at the counter. But the shops are like they're no like in your head you would think Amsterdam be kind of dingy shop, but it's not like that at all. It's like it's like walking into the Apple shop. You go in and order off an iPad. You go through to another room of security. It's proper fucking legit.
It's like you see the shops in every street corner that sell like green and that, and it's quite obviously a forward thinking thing. If you're into it. But it was weird seeing that, but it was progressive because people like to think that countries where they do that or like areas where they do that is quite a free thinking, forward thinking, democratic place. But that was good. I think another class thing about it is when we went, I kind of had the expectation that Chicago was going to be shite New York. But
New York, I wish.
Like New York, it's better for me. I really enjoyed the place, man.
What makes it better than New York? Because I guess a lot of people listening to this have been to maybe New York at Christmas with a wee bird, went ice skating and all that. Gimps, kid on. I'm saying that because I would love to do that, to be honest.
New York's amazing, right? New York's one of the best cities in the world, without a doubt. But Chicago's more relaxed. You don't need to fucking. I don't know. I feel like New York's dead intense, and there's hundreds of people cutting about, and it's kind of an unforgiving place.
Is New York like sensory overload in a way?
If you've not been before, like it's overwhelming. Times Square is overwhelming, man, and it's just a lot to take in.
A legit place, man.
It's like more chilled out.
I think
just going Lake Michigan, deep dish pizzas. I know, man. Fucking
deep dish. Oh goodness.
Heart attacks.
See, actually, the reason I went to Chicago, Evan, was because you ever had the pizza Chicago town, right? So I went to Chicago, I said, whereabouts is the headquarters? And then they said, look at the box, and it said it was in Birmingham, right? I said, well, Birmingham, Alabama? No, Birmingham, United Kingdom. I'm going to get a fucking Chicago town. It's pish. Whole trip is pish.
You couldn't get a Chicago town.
No, I can't even get a fucking Chicago town. You fucking there.
Shite in it.
Fucking joke,
farm food there?
No, not like
that's a fucking joke, isn't it?
Fucking bams.
Mate, the food looked unbelievable.
Tremendous.
Chicago, we use just like deep dish pizza every night, mate.
4 days, mate. 4 pizzas every
I've never, I know
man.
Thundercat, they do them right, but when I go in and I'm looking at everything, I see like fucking all this other shit, I'm like, nah, fuck that. But I don't know, it looks quite hard to eat for me. But
no, mate, it's like you would get it. It's like eating that. It's strange because like they've obviously like we just get a normal one to try first, so just cheese and tomato, right?
Play it safe.
But they put the cheese at the bottom, so it's like the base and then the cheese and then the tomato at the top. It sounds fucked, but it was incredible, right? But you would get a large, and that would be between 4 people because they're obviously heavy duty big slices, man.
It's a pie, man. It's you're
incredible.
It's a fucking pie.
It's the best I've had. And I love my pizza.
Why the fuck are these people talking about pizzas, right? But I'm not kidding on, man. Game changer. Altogether.
So
The real
wait,
deal.
hold on.
Game changer
You're not
altogether.
saying that you can get better pizza than Errol's Pizza, are you?
Mate,
What's that?
no disrespect to Errol's Pizza, right?
It's good.
I think Errol's Pizza
Different,
is
but-
great. But see, when you go to Chicago, that's a real deal.
And did they
The
run it?
real deal.
Did they ever run out of pizza? No. In Chicago.
No, they didn't run. No, I don't think so. They were actually opened as well at convenient hours.
Fucking hell. That's
Aye.
great, isn't it, man? Brilliant.
Yeah, honestly, but
We'll be banned ferals now.
go to fucking go.
Nobody can get in it anyway, mate. It's never.
I know. The pizza's great, by the way.
Can you zoom my camera on my face now? Go to Chicago.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Visit Chicago. That should be the ad for Visit Chicago. Like now, like you see, like it's like Visit Turkey, and it's pure like a
Biased
dad and a
pure
daughter
woman
pure
walking
running along the beach. It should just be Sean's face going, "Go to Chicago."
There.
What did we actually do there? It was class, but that architectural boat tour, like, see, because they've got the river that runs for the city.
That looked
The
amazing. man.
Dyke Green in St Paddy's Day, I know, which I want to see, but that was amazing, man, because they've still got a lot of the old architecture, and like you can't really see New York for a vantage point of a boat. Looking up
Aye.
at, unless you're in the Hudson River or something, and you're looking at the city for distance, but you're going through the city in a boat, which is quality, man. It's amazing.
It almost looked like when I looked, it almost looked like fucking. Obviously, in a much grander sort of modern scale, but see, like Venice, the way that it goes through,
Aye,
it
almost
goes
like
through
that.
a pure thriving
Aye,
bit, almost.
It's basically all the most expensive gaffs in Chicago are built around the river. Know what I mean?
All right,
Aye.
so that's like the best real estate.
Donald
next
Trump
to the-
Tower, baby.
On the
Trump-
did you
I
see
saw
Big
that,
Trump
a
Tower?
big Trump hotel there, man. A huge building, man.
And what were the people like in terms of like? I know you went. We'll get on it. I know you went to the south, and that obviously gets more fucking Trump country, baby. What about Chicago? Did it feel quite like a progressive sort of diverse place in that? Aye,
It felt,
Aye.
I felt
Aye.
progressive. And
noticeably more than.
cunts up here, like, I don't know, like, there was numerous times where we were just kind of looking about and people were like, oh, do you know where you're going and all that, and
So
like just pure cunts are just coming up to you and being sound and offering you help, and just people dead friendly. I don't know, because I assumed like New York people couldn't fucking bother, they couldn't bother their shit because they're overrun with tourists, but
That is,
yeah,
aye.
it was like, you felt a bit welcomed in.
aye.
It was good.
Probably because of the culture. New York's had way tourists for just years and years. They're just so.
Shoot in New York, be fucking name on it, be fucking like Giuliani.
Well, New York, like, is New York not going to like fucking sink or something soon? Because it's right on. Let's fucking hope
Probably,
so.
mate, let's be serious.
Let's hope so. But I wanted to ask, I know, you said that you went, like you were saying that Chicago obviously is Illinois, pure bad reputation. Like, you said you went to did you go to the south side?
Aye.
And you were
Aye.
like, it's.
Sorry, aye.
Felt alright. I mean, see, the thing is, the noticeable thing, their kind of schemes are rougher areas. They don't look as bad as ours.
No.
Don't know at all. Like, they don't.
Do you think they'd get a fright if they came out here?
No, but the difference is that I think they're easier on the eye with our houses and that, but they've got guns there, and that's just
Aye,
a different
it's
ball
a
game,
different
man.
level.
Mate, Paigey, this is so funny you brought this up. Paigey, right, knows a guy on the PlayStation, right? Met him in like a GTA lobby, right? He's known him for like years. The cunt's from Chicago. Know what his name is? Maniac. That's his name, Maniac. That's like, he'll be like, what's happening, Maniac, bro? That's what he talks to him like. And he was, and like, he's got them on Facebook and their names are up here, King Jeremiah Von 6 and all that, right? And it's like every day, like, he'll post a video and it's like, some punk trying to run up on me, and it's like, he's got his gun in the video and all that, and it's like, just so like nonchalant with guns. They're they're so desensitized to guns, it's crazy.
It's just fucking, I mean, for guys like that, it's just obviously the poverty there's on another level though. Like, it's
Aye, the inequality.
It's bad.
It's fuck, man. Like, you're driving about, man, and you're going to own a motorway and you're going under a motorway off a slip road and the bridge, and there's fucking communities of people living in tents. There's fucking homeless cunts every city we went to. Homeless people everywhere. It's a disgrace how it's like that, man.
The country's failing the people that live in it because the society which keeps the rich and keeps the poor poor. And people think it's bad here, but when you go over to America, if you've not got money, you don't stand a chance really, unless you. It's like you live this. They try to sell this American dream to people. I know it was a thing years ago, but it doesn't exist. It's really, if you're born rich, your kids are going to be rich, they're going to inherit your money, and that poverty gap stays as wide as possible.
It gets growing.
If you were all American, we'd have been fucked. I mean, none of us would have been able to fucking get educated. I know.
I know.
And
get your arm fixed and all that.
25 grand.
People were always pure shocked by that in America. Like, whoa!
Well, what
happened to your arm, man?
That your arm wasn't just cut off by your dad or something because you couldn't afford the healthcare.
I know. I see the guy that done it. I got him, but
I should see his arm.
You should see him. I'm going to show you the guy that done it.
I go.
Right, well, I'm going down here.
Oh fuck, what's this? Oh fucking hell! Fucking hell! Let me see this. Look at this, people. They're a real fucking gator, baby.
A real gator, baby.
Look at this, man. Beautiful. Let's get a close up, baby, of the gator. Oh no, well, you should have went Florida, like the south of Florida. That's me. See Jacksonville and all that.
We've been there before. Like we've been to like Alligator Alley fan boats and that. As people might not know me, and Sean, alligator enthusiast.
Oh, really?
I'm a big fan of gators.
Big fan of
big gator guys.
Why we
massive gator guys.
Gatorade, do you like Gatorade?
Amphibians.
Gatorade.
And Gatorade is actually made. Do you know how Gatorade's made? They cut the tail off a gator and juice it, and then they mix it with like sugar and colouring in it.
I thought they milked the gators.
Well, that's only the perverted ones that do that.
Alright, okay.
But we're talking about Chicago, so anything else in Chicago before we move on to our next destination?
It's just, you just need to go. It's one of the ones like, if somebody to say what's good about Glasgow or whatever, you'd be like, oh, fucking Kelvin Grove and that. But the real, the people, the atmosphere, the food places, the bars, all that fucking shit. Time Out released an article today, right? Top 50 cities to visit in 2022. Number 1, Edinburgh, shambles. Number 2, Chicago. They're no fucking kidding on. Number 3 was Medellin in Colombia. Number 4 was Glasgow.
Medellin.
Edinburgh is a good city, but like
numero uno. Not for me.
Edinburgh's nice, innit?
You've got a castle. So what? So does fucking Stirling, mate.
You take the castle out of that city, you're at the fucking soul of that city, baby.
They do say the castle is the heartbeat of the city. I have heard that, which is tremendous. But where do we go? Where do we park our asses next in the States?
We take a drive, right? So it's about 6 or 7 hours to get from Chicago to Nashville, right? But en route, we decided we need to drive south through Illinois, through Indiana, right? I know fuck all about Indiana.
Indiana.
However, we went through Indiana. The boys started to get a wee bit hungry, right? So we seen a sign, White Castle. If anybody's ever watched Harold and Kumar get the munchies, it's a dream of going to White Castle.
You got a square sausage in there?
It's like that, mate. It's like wee sliders, mate. It's like
sausage,
Right,
brown
so
sausage.
the troops are like, let's go to fucking White Castle. So we go to White Castle, right? Going to White Castle in a fucking rural place, and I don't even know where the place is.
Gary, Indiana. I think
that's where
Gary,
Michael Jackson was
Indiana.
born
After the mayor, innit?
So
Gary.
we fucking end up Gary, Indiana.
Gary, this is your town now.
So fucking end up in this White Castle, right? So we go up an order, and cunts are just fucking looking at you like, what the fuck is coming out their mouth, right? Obviously,
Good gobbledygook.
so our mate Jordan, he's ordered first, right? So he's standing at the side once he's made his order. And this guy about fucking 60 bounces up to him and goes like, you guys Irish? Usual, right? Fucking standard, you guys Irish. So Jordan's like, no, we're actually from Scotland. So he starts asking questions about where we're from. He's like, actually, my grandfather's from the Netherlands. And we're like,
Okay.
he bought us, he's cool. And then he's like, where you guys from? We're like, oh, Glasgow. And he's like, Glasgow, do you like farming? Then we go, no, actually, we're for like a city. And he goes, do you like farming?
He's like, do you like farming? And like, I'm like, no, maybe he's trying to point us in the direction of an agriculture museum or something.
But there's a farm right there, boys.
And then I don't want to know it's funny as well. He's like, you guys like scotch, like whiskey?
Right? And we're like, not really. He's like, Jameson's. We're like, that's Irish, mate. Then he goes, Jordan went, that's Irish. He went, yeah, Irish Scotch.
Wait, they have no. It's like you're saying though. A lot of them, a big percentage of Americans don't have passports. They don't have a clue about the world outside America. They think America is the world, basically.
So that's why they call their sports like the World Championship,
the
World Series. All the teams are fucking American. They run for Canada or something.
I know, that's fucking ridiculous. Actually,
it's like, mate, it's that mad. It's the American attitude, baby. Like that's it. The patriotism is stunning.
Aye. Is it noticeable? Like, because I remember, right?
No, what they love there.
Tell me.
Like, so we ended up driving for there down to Louisville in Kentucky and spent like an hour in Louisville.
How was your White Castle, by the way? Was it good? Would you recommend White Castle?
It was good.
The thing I love about America is that, like, see here, nobody can see past McDonald's, right? I know we've got different options. We've got KFC, Burger King, whatever, McDonald's, really. That's like your own American kind of fast food chains. Nobody can see past McDonald's here. That's like everything else is shite. Burger King's better. Irrespective of that, in America, you get McDonald's, you got Burger King, you get KFC, you get Chick-fil-A, you get Wendy's, you get Arby's, you get Checkers, you get White Castles, you get Taco Bell. The list goes on. You get my point.
You just have an In and Out.
That's West Coast. I'd love to try it.
Equivalent to that Shake Shack. We had one of them. There's one of them in London, but
tremendous Shake Shack.
That's dynamite.
That's really good.
Troops, as always, the podcast is brought to you by G4 Claims. Now look, you want to claim it in this beautiful world of ours. There's only one place to claim and make those claims and claim the claims, and that is G4 Claims. So get in the description, get involved with them. You've been in a wee accident. Oh my God, I feel so bad for you. Not, right? Man up, right? Seriously, get a grip of yourself and go on the phone to G4 Claims. It's a free process. They're going to handle everything. You get to they'll go direct to the other person's insurance if they've hit you, so you don't lose your no claims bonus. It's really fantastic. And as always, we're in the G4 studio. Welcome to the podcast, baby. Troops, now if you don't know already, Beltrlux are fine friends, are people who, you know, help out society. They help out young men who want to flex. They want to maybe have a nice watch. They want to maybe win a holiday. There's many things to win. And now, if you've been listening to our podcast for a while, you'll know that one of our patrons actually won 750 bangers sent right to their bank account. And that was Harvey White, young Harvey, our first ever patron. Karma. But you know, we got a message the other day from the man at Beltrlux, the Beltrlux man, saying, we've got another Reilly's Gaff winner. We won ticket, they won 500 quid. So, if they didn't know, now you know. Get involved with Beltrlux. They're running competitions all the time. You can win a watch, you can win transfer of money like our listeners have won, you can win holidays. It's fan-bloody-tastic. So get involved, troops. Go down to the description of this video. You'll see the code to use and you'll get a ticket for free. So when you buy one, you'll get one free on Reilly's Gaff. And if you write sort of in the notes and stuff, I'll be seeing you in Reilly's Gaff, that'll help us out massively. So go down to the description, click the link, go get involved with Beltrlux competitions. You could be a winner. So you go to Kentucky.
So, but we go to Kentucky. Kentucky's like literally 1 hour, but we obviously be like, oh, fucking Kentucky, Colonel Sanders, man. That's it. So
Ken Tucker's himself.
You drive here a bridge and you hit Louisville, which is at the most northern point of Kentucky, and all you see in the right's a big stadium, the Kentucky Fried Chicken Arena, or whatever it was for. So that was when we were like, yes, man. So we get off and it was actually beautiful, man.
Place, Louisville. Oh, stunning.
But when we visited, I don't know if Joe put the picture right, but one of the things, and you ever heard of the baseball bat, the Louisville Slugger? It's in Louisville, Kentucky. They've got the world's largest baseball bat, right? So we were like, we're going to fucking see this.
Did you learn like what the fucking point in that is? Because it's like, oh, we've got the world's largest Dorito.
So Louisville Slugger is a baseball bat brand, and they make all the baseball bats for MLB, right? So Major League Baseball. So that is where they make them. Like,
so it's like
equivalent of going to like the Mitre factory. and then seen the world's biggest football.
Where is the Mitre Factory?
I don't know how many things
Joseph,
is it, right?
find that. Where's the Mitre
You
Factory?
ever get hit with a mold master at school in the face?
Remember getting scudded with him?
But see, on the topic of Kentucky as well, mate, we're in the south, so we need to give you a gift for the south.
Oh,
A Kenny K cowboy hat, baby.
oh my
Get that
God.
on you.
baby.
That's a legit cowboy hat.
Now I'm a man.
Bought in Nashville, Tennessee.
Is it on straight?
Nah, mate,
Hey,
that's
you look amazing, man.
mate,
It
you're the
looks
most,
good, doesn't it?
mate, you're the most handsome man I've ever seen in my life.
I know.
Do you feel good? Do you feel good?
I feel I feel like I feel
You're ready
I
to
feel,
see the biggest baseball bat of all
I
time.
feel fucking very
Show
ready,
them,
mate.
show the people.
I feel like I built the Louisville Slugger baseball bat.
We've got the world's biggest baseball bat here. Unfortunately, it's not for sale, and we have asked. We said it's not for sale. We're going to try and put it in the motor.
Oh my
I don't know
God.
if we'll be able to fit it in the motor, but we'll try. That's the world's biggest basey. It's probably the best thing I've ever seen in my life, man. Easter house, Red Sox, baby.
Fucking. So
Aye.
see like just using that, right? Like, was it strikingly large? Like, were you like, what?
huge.
How the fuck did they even do this?
It's huge. It was
The boys were. Yeah, I've seen a lot. I've seen the Leaning Tower of Pisa, the Eiffel Tower. You know, but when you see the world's largest baseball bat, it hits different, baby. You know, this is something you'd never, ever think you're going to experience.
Oh,
And you see that. No, what the first thing I done when I seen that? Ran up and cuddled it, and then came after that.
The boys all cuddled it and that, and
Together,
it's beautiful.
licking it and that.
Like that. It's dead.
Seeing that thing
Do you know what?
changed my mind. See people say they change after they take like DMT or something like that. Like, it's like a mind bending thing.
Aye.
Like, you see life from a different perspective. That's exactly what happened to me when I went to Louisville, Kentucky to see the world's largest baseball bat ever.
Changed everything.
That changed everything
Did
for
it
me.
put life into perspective a bit?
Aye.
I'm
happier.
I
I'm
started
happier.
to like, reflect on what really makes me happy. Evan.
Aye.
And, you know, a
I
lot
get
of people say your family make you happy, spending time with your friends, being in a positive job, all of which I've got, you know. But when you see a baseball bat that's the same size as fucking Cineworld, you start to question.
Oh my God, can we compare them?
We could.
So get the height of the Louisville Slugger, and then get the height, and then get the Mitre Factory, and then get the height of the world's biggest Jaffa Cake.
If I'm a gambler,
What else happened in Louisville?
so
What were the people like there? Did you see a difference in face Chicago to there?
Southern comfort, bro.
Southern hospitality.
Southern hospitality. Really nice people again. Like a guy in the streets just pure, where are y'all from? Just pure that pattern that I mean. Southern gentlemen, nice people,
Warm people.
warm people. Louisville's beautiful, but it's
Very
like
nice.
Old Town America
It's
style.
nice.
Like,
Did you eat any fucking biscuits and gravy while you were there?
well,
No
we
one
get more
and-
we didn't really eat there, but we did get the Southern Fare when we went down to like Tennessee, obviously, and
Right.
then down Nashville. But on Louisville was Muhammad Ali's for Louisville, so
You get a lot of murals, and there's a cultural centre. It was shut when we were there, but there's a cultural centre there for Muhammad Ali. So if you're a boxing fan, it's a good place to go.
Aye.
But from there, we took the drive down to Nashville, where we spent a few days.
plunge into Nashville.
Nashville.
I
baby.
don't know if anybody knows about fucking Nashville, but that place is off its tits.
Nah, is it?
Oh,
Is it crazy?
Major off its tits. It was fucking
It's insane. mate.
Sucky Hall Street times 1,000, mate. It was wild, man.
It's fucking mad. It's like I think it's like the one of like the stag in like Stag Do Capital of America or something like that. And there's just hundreds of hen doos, stag doos, and there's like tractors pulling trailers in the street, and there's people boozing and partying in the back of them.
It's like a party.
Like
And
Broadway's the big street where it's all happening, man. It's just cunts
Soon
playing
as we
guitars and that. And
as soon as we
mad.
got there, we had the pleasure of going to Kid Rock's bar, Honky Tonk Bar and Grill and Steakhouse.
what's it called? Kid Rock's, but what? Kid Rock's Honky Tonk Bar and Grill Steakhouse.
And Steakhouse.
And up the stairs, they've got the VIP Cadillac. Was it the Cadillac Pussy VIP?
The Cadillac
room?
Pussy VIP room. If you think we're joking, Google it. Cadillac Pussy VIP
Aye,
room.
that rat Tucker Carlson went there. He's like a mad, like just a broadcaster in America. He's a mad right wing Republican. He was there
Aye.
because Kid Rock's obviously in bed with Donald Trump and two gimps.
Aye.
Two
What
gimps.
was it called, Joe?
So this is the Tucker Carlson thing. That's what's coming up first.
Aye,
The Kid Rock's Cadillac Pussy VIP room.
aye. We
What
seen.
the fuck's that?
Look at the picture. It's unreal.
Ah,
Mad
Let's see the pussy room.
Aye, that's in there. It's a picture of No, you know, Kid Rock, he's not even for the south, he's for fucking like Michigan or something. He's for Detroit, he's not even. But
Summertime
Nashville's
in
a buzz.
northern Michigan.
Nashville's just, it's like the bright fucking lights, it's the home of country music. It's got fucking Johnny Cash's museum, it's got the Museum of Country Music, it's a lot of good cultural things there.
Tennessee Titans, American football and that. But the bars were unreal, like
Live acts.
it's quite cheap. I know, like we went into a bar called Roberts or something like that, and it's like a massive bar. But see, every bar's got a band on, and which is brilliant because the standard's pretty fucking good. And you get 4 beers for a tenner, so I was get some buzz off that.
$10, that's cheap as chips, man, compared to like
Really?
Chicago. It's expensive.
Does it get cheaper like the further south you go almost?
I know. Let's see, like in the mid south, like kind of the start of the South Tennessee and Kentucky, and that is like cheap there. But New Orleans was a bit expensive, but it depends where you go, man. Like, see if you went into Glasgow or Edinburgh and you went to a city centre bar, you're going to be paying city centre prices. So it just depends where you go. Know what I mean?
I get you. So where did we go from Nashville?
We took well, actually, there was a little part in between.
Oh,
We were going from Nashville to Memphis, but one of the days in Nashville, a certain ex-president decided to have a rally
my
close
God.
to Beltrlux. My pal Jordan clocked us and we said, "Do you know what? Fuck it, we're going to get tickets to this event." That event was a Donald Trump rally.
Oh
right?
my God.
45th president of the United States of America.
D Trump.
In Mississippi, of all places, the poorest state in America. So we said, "Do you know what?
Where was it in Mississippi? Did you
It's
say?
in Mississippi, so we had to drive."
It was advertised as Memphis, but it was in a place called the Landers Center in Mississippi, which is about Memphis is on the border with Mississippi, so it was like it was on the border of the place, right? So we went down. The first thing I seen was a Cadillac Escalade with pictures of Donald Trump over it plastered. It was like Vietnamese Trump supporters or something.
It's weird.
But
Isn't it?
see when you go, like, obviously we're driving there and we're like, obviously we don't like Trump, know what I mean? We don't agree with any of his politics and that, but we're like, right, we're just here for the spectacle. It's like a fucking soap opera.
It's almost like go to the zoo.
It was like going to the zoo,
You
mate.
don't know. Basically, that's the right word, it's like a fucking pantomime, but you think like, oh, I wonder what this is going to be wild, but then you actually turn up and you're like, this is actually fucking more fucked up than what it was going to be, right?
It was even madder, aye.
So you think that Trump's going to be the wild one? He's not the wild one. Trump's fucking is more levelled out compared to the people before him. It's like they build him up with absolute fucking nutcases, man.
They get the
So there's warm-up acts
They
now.
get the crowd going, man, right? So
Talk me through like you was walking, like did you drive to it and just park? Was there a car park for that?
With the SUV, right? So we jumped. We tried to get a pickup truck, but it wasn't feasible with the bags in that, right? So we just got an SUV. Drove down there in the Jeep, parked it, went into the Landers Centre. First thing he said to us, "Oh, you've got the cheap tickets."
But the people working there?
Aye. No, like the Trump people take the tickets. Oh, you've got cheap tickets.
$75 a ticket.
$75
That was a
by the
cheap
way.
ticket, right? So
Aye,
that's
we
about
only
60
realised it was
60
that price when we got there because we thought we had other tickets, but it turned out they were like to watch like online, right?
$75
we're there,
I'll be wanting a meet and greet,
we
man.
drove a couple of hours and we're like, fuck's sake, but there's like tickets that cost thousands and that, so like, oh, you've got the cheaper tickets, right? So anyway, took them, we get search going in and that.
Get hot dogs and shit. Popcorn.
You jump in.
Aye.
They see you see the MAGA hats. You see the Blue Lives Matter. Obviously, they all love the police and all that as well.
I took a picture of
Right.
Westcoat and it was like Trump's riders. I'm a mad fucking biker gang for Trump, so I'll send the
Trump's
picture in. You
riders.
can
Aye,
show
so
the
it's
picture.
just like
It's
that. It's like a congregation of the fucking worst cunts
Aye.
in the world
And see
in one
these,
place.
did you talk to anybody at the rally? Like, no, just
I
like,
didn't he? I did.
Jordan did. Your pal, he was going to buy a fucking bottle of water or something, and a guy heard that and said, "Be good, treat this guy good. He's from Scotland. So treat this guy well. He came all the way here to Mississippi from Scotland."
treat him with respect.
Well, they obviously they know that Donald Trump's mother was Scottish. And
Aye, so,
my
that's...
mother was Scottish.
I'm surprised you didn't get pure lifted onto the stage or
but
something.
no, I mean,
Imagine that.
But because
see,
it's
in
a
your
bit, you
head-
feel that it's a wee bit hostile.
Is it?
And
Aye.
your teacher, but
Is it like quite aggressive? Like,
Aye,
so,
it's aggressive.
so you walk in, like, so you've got, is it just like explain like what it looks like? Is it like the hydro, like
Maybe
pure
it was
tears? Like,
it was at the SCCC or something with a big fucking stage.
Aye.
Like pure bright lights, but it's like going to a concert or something. It's bizarre. And then the first guy we had on, Joe can pull up a video, so they had this pastor on, right? and it was absolutely
Ape shit.
fucking wild, man. This cunt was like, honestly, like, he was pure like, can you say yeah?
Oh, one of them.
And it was
Donald John Trump. So there's the same under Jesus Christ in the United States of America.
It was all that part of, and they're all going, woo!
show,
Aye,
the
let's
video.
watch. Let's
You've
watch.
not seen this, Evan, have you?
No, I've purposely not watched any of
It's
these.
mental.
Right.
We have sleepy Joe Biden trying to take away our guns here in America. But somebody may say the devil is a liar.
Sounds like Ben on the stage.
We
doesn't
will
it?
never let Joe Biden take our guns here in America. Never.
So, right.
Oh my god.
So this cunt was saying, obviously, fucking, there was a school shooting about a week before we went.
And Uvalde,
And he's saying that Sleepy Joe's trying to take away their guns when you can cut about with fucking guns everywhere, basically.
They're fucked, man.
It's mental.
So he comes on, and then there's a few more, and then Big D Trump comes out. And then do you think they're trying to like get these people?
They're getting the crowd up, man. They're getting everybody going. So like they had him on, and then they had a woman called Candace Owens on. This vile woman. Just everything they were saying was essentially anti-LGBTQ. And
They were like
very,
the LGBTQ baby scene, all laughing and all.
So it was all right, it's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Pish, right? A load of shite. And then also they were pure very anti-abortion as well.
Aye.
It's
Of course, that just got
pro-gun.
fucking overturned, innit? So
They're very simple people, and everything you would expect them to say, like
everything's about God, what God wants in it, but
Exactly.
it's like they use God as like a no, not a funnel, but like if we say all these like derogatory things, if we just put it on God, then we are free. Like this is what God wants. You can't say anything to us. This is God. It's not me that wants it. It's God's will.
So
It's like,
that's a justification of an argument. Like, so for example, in this country, I would like to think the majority of people, well, you know, they would say abortion should be legal. It should be something that you
a
can
woman's
take.
choice, isn't it?
You base that decision on circumstances, obviously. Whereas they base it on the fundamentals of God and religion, which takes any common sense out of the window in that case. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, there's no common sense when it comes to that. If you're going by a... And plus, like, this is the thing, like, obviously I'm not up to date, I've never sat and read a Bible, but there's different versions of the Bible where, like, one might say one thing, one might say the other, so there's no doubt in my mind they're just picking and choosing, like, what suits our agenda. Fuck, that's in the Old Testament, fucking pull that out, and it's crazy, man.
It's like you ever seen that interview with Donald Trump and all that? So President Trump, what's your favourite part of the Bible? He went, all of it. And they're like, any particular part? And he's like, Old Testament. So the guy's not got a clue, but it's just hilarious. It's just bullshit with Trump, right? He came on, he was just talking a lot. He came on and he was like,
it was like going to the stand comedy club and seeing a guy just having a laugh on the fuck. It was mental.
Wasn't he?
It was like
It
an
was
after
neat.
dinner speaker or something. It was
so weird. Like he came on, like there's a video with the music and all that, and he hugs the American flag and
He hugs the flag.
he was like, hugs it like that.
Oh my god. But this is like, I use what I mean saying, like, as much as he maybe does believe in what he's saying, see all this shit about the I love America and the flag and patriot, it's all like a front to get all these nut jobs on his side, because they're the only people stupid enough to actually think he would be any good at running a country, especially America.
It's like a lot of the guys there that we see are like veterans for the military and that, and obviously they're maybe down in their luck and they're looking for something to be angry about, and when that happens, when someone's in their luck, they tend to blame whoever's in charge. So Joe Biden or all that, pure sleepy Joe Biden or that.
I hate him, man.
They hate his guts, man.
But see the thing is, right, if you've seen, like, I couldn't care less about American politics, right? Obviously I don't like Trump, but look, like, have you seen the videos of Joe Biden like speaking in that, and he's like, America can be summed up in one word, and then he just says a pure random bunch of
End of quote.
it's like somebody's kidding on, but it's so crazy. Like, you think about the biggest country in the world, the biggest superpower in the world, and they're the two guys that are like fighting to run it.
Do I notice even more mental than that? Sean's been in a room with both of them in.
I know.
Times.
Sleepy Joe and D Trump.
I've been very fortunate to be in a room, a small room with Sleepy, and a big room with Donald.
Aye.
Very fortunate.
Who gave off better vibes, do you think?
Aye, Biden, man.
Biden, aye.
Aye, he was in. It was a mad. I was in a family in it. That have a pub in New York, and they were filming an ESPN halftime show in it about 5 years ago, and Joe Biden was there. He was in getting interviewed.
Mention who was interviewing him as well.
I can't remember the guy's
That
name.
guy,
but he's a
Matt
mad-
Lauer, he's called.
Oh,
And he's like a
he's a
beast.
beast, man. Aye, he got caught,
That's
didn't
just a good few years ago. Aye, so Sean, he's been around some dangerous characters, baby.
So, mate,
Met a few dangerous men in his life.
fucking
weird,
hell.
innit? But aye, the Trump fucking thing was fucked. But fortunately, when that came to an end and we drove away, like what the fuck we just been involved in, we went to Memphis, Tennessee, baby, the home of the blues, the home of Mr. Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley, man. I just seen that movie, by the way.
It's
Unbelievable.
10 out of 10 is tremendous.
Good
isn't
movie.
It?
It's. I really enjoyed it. It was. I didn't. You know, Elvis, and I don't know if you'll agree with me, right? Elvis is like. You know those people that died so long ago before you were born, they don't even feel like they actually existed? He's like one of the cunts, like, see like Einstein, you're like, he actually was a mad cunt just walking about doing shites and all that one day, right? Same way Elvis, you're like, he feels like a mad mythical character. But I didn't realise, like, all the shit that happened with him. Like, he's... Aye, the Colonel, how funny is that cunt, innit?
Tom Hanks,
My boy!
The Colonel
The Colonel will be spinning in his grave, man, but that boy done Elvis out. He killed Elvis out.
He's a scumbag, mate. He's a gambling addict.
So, in Memphis, the first night we went to Beale Street, which is like the home of blues and like Sun Records and BB King's bars and stuff like that, which is good. Like, it's a pure, the standard music was quality. And then the main thing we were there for was fucking Graceland, baby, you know. You need to go to the beautiful, beautiful Graceland house, mate. But there's so many, like, obviously, you respect Elvis, but there's so many just wee funny things that I was laughing at when I was going.
What were you seeing?
So we went in Graceland, right? So in Elvis's house, there's like a wee museum bit underneath it, like with all his accolades, like pictures and all this. But Elvis had a really close relationship with the police, right, in Tennessee.
The police?
Right, so the police loved him, right? And they gave him this like card, and it said that Elvis actually would stop people who were committing crimes or doing bad behaviour and give them a tearing off and like saying this is how you should live your life.
Oh my god, computer.
And I was like,
imagine Elvis doing that.
Why has been for a travel?
It's equivalent to like you or something like Evan driving about Canvas Lang and telling a couple of young ones, hey you
boys, pack it in now.
They're like honorary like police captain Evan Reilly.
It's like now at football you hear stories about like Mo Salah heard our little boy was getting bullied and turned up at the school and gave all the boys into trouble and the boy not get bullied anymore. It's like that, man.
It's like fucking who's like Scotland's most famous fucking singer? It's like fucking
Michelle McManus.
Michelle McManus driving about with a sheriff in a sheriff's car. Stop people.
I've had fantasies about that, mate. Michelle McManus is in. I had a dream about this. Michelle McManus is in a sheriff's car, right? It's Georgia. It's 76. It's a 68 Camaro she's in, and she's driving up, and she says, "Mr. Reilly, you're going 70 and a 30. Bend over." And hi, I'll leave the rest. The rest for the Patreon, yeah. But Sheriff McManus knows our way about the anatomy. I'll tell you that right now. But so we go for the Trump rally. What are you thinking when you leave there? What the fuck's this country going to?
Their head was fried, mate. And the first thing you said, this guy's not going to win. The stadium was half empty.
Was it
poorly attended? It was a shambles and effort, mate. I don't think I would be very surprised. I could be talking pure pish, but for first impressions, I'd say he's not winning.
No chance.
These people are no right need.
These guys are all about 97. I know. Chill out. Go put your feet up. Know what I mean? Why? Like, see if you're him, right? I get it. Power. This. He's fucking Donald Trump. It's such an effort to run America. Why not just he could go play golf for the rest of his life? Chill out.
I think for what you're going to see is that his son Donald Trump Jr. was speaking. I think that you'll see him run for president, and he will bring them in. I want Hunter Biden and Donald to go to get
my guy.
The deprivation pod,
and you know, I'm off the headphone shouting about Hunter's laptop and all that.
Mate, I seen a video. There's a video of him going about like arguing with a hooker about how much crack he's got and all that. He's fucked, mate.
You know what they say about Donald Trump Jr.? He's meant to be a pure coke kid. Like, a lot of people say that, like he was talking about. He's like, I don't take cocaine. Like, that's what he was saying on stage.
I don't take
I'm like, well, it really looks like you do, mate. But
Could smell the cocaine for his
I
nostrils.
know, man. He's Colombian suit, but I think he could. I don't think Hunter Biden will run that. No, Donald Trump Jr.
Hunter Biden couldn't run a mile, mate.
Did you hear about
Jr.
Mo Farah, man?
Aye.
That was mad.
Do you hear about this? You heard about Mo Farah?
What was his? I think.
Don't talk about my father like that.
My father, my mother.
My father.
You heard about Mo Murrah? Mo Farah announced today, no announced, he wasn't on a stage or that, he just said that his like name's no Mo Farah, he was like illegally brought to this country when he was a child and all that.
Aye, but was he not saying he was like illegally forced to work with human trafficking or something?
Fucking
Was he? I never read that.
I never read that article.
I said he was forced to work like in this country or something. It's mental.
But it's good. You need to start working at one point, didn't you? So
What pays the bills, I mean?
whatever puts food on the table, baby. But I mean, and good luck to your pal, Mr. Dr. Green, who's currently doing a bit of trafficking at the moment in Hawaii. We hope he's doing excellent trafficking baseball bats.
He's as unfortunately he's as legitimate as you come, that guy.
Aye.
So
Straight
so
laced.
unfortunately,
But so you leave this Trump rally now. That must have been mental. Where do we set off for here, guys? Where are we hitting?
We went to Memphis and the home of Mr. Presley.
Tell us about this, right? Tell me more about this.
Aye, so we went and I thought it was just going to be his wee house, right? But that would have been great to sell, but like I wasn't. Like over the road, I've got this place called Elvis Presley's Memphis, which is like a theme park, man. It's like a big complex with like 5 or 6 museums, loads of restaurants and shops and all that, like theatres. So we go in and what do we see? The greatest thing I've ever seen in my life behind the second greatest thing behind the baseball bat. King of Kung Fu Elvis Presley, right? I didn't know this. There's hundreds of pictures of Elvis wearing black belts, doing mad high kicks and all that, and mad wee weapons and all that. He supposedly is obsessed with Kung Fu, and he was a black belt, Taekwondo, and then karate or something.
Kung Fu.
Then after that, they get Elvis in the army, right? Because he was in the military. Like, mind he went to try and salvage his career.
To go to Germany or
Elvis
something.
in the military, huge bit.
Elvis's American football team that he had, Elvis's car museum, Elvis's motorbikes.
There's the man there.
Elvis's fucking
The king, aye. The king of Kung Fu.
Elvis's fucking what else you have? Elvis's outfits, Elvis's fucking planes, everything, man.
Is it mental, man?
How much did it cost to get into that?
50, 60.
It's expensive, man. It's not cheap.
It was like you can
Buffett,
pay to go to that, or you can pay to go into the mansion as well, which is across the road. So obviously you're going to do that. But it was like maybe £50-60, but it was worth it. It's a full day out, man.
Why's that lifetime thing, innit? Like, we're not going to be back in Memphis probably, so.
I doubt
Well,
it.
never know with
the,
this podcast,
the house was fucking impressive, man.
Aye.
The Gaff.
That's cool.
So,
It's like untouched for the 70s.
Really?
Aye, it's been maintained.
Does it feel like a pure time warp when you go in it?
Aye, it's a time machine,
He's
man,
got
aye.
a mad. He's got a room called the Jungle Room, and it's a jungle theme. So it's got fucking
Sailing carpets.
and-
Jungle Sherlock
Enter the old jungle.
Stinks of
pies, you know.
Stinks of pish.
Lambert tap on the wall.
turnstile left away in there. Double up.
Turnstiles in the room.
Aye, it's in there. Turnstiles.
The Guineas house for the turnstile.
It's fucking. It's got it's like all this mad carved like wooden fucking furniture and all that, and it's all green and it's cool as fuck, man. Like I would love
It's
this.
like in the 70s, if you could say to somebody in the 70s was going to decorate a room like a jungle, that's it.
Aye.
Like, this is it.
He had another room, a mad entertainment room, and it was all yellow and black with a bar in it and all these mad tellies. It was fucking
It's like
wild.
really fucking weird.
State of the art for the
ceramic
70s.
thing.
Aye.
They had a pool room as well, a pool table, and it was all these horrible curtains and mad colours. It was freaky.
It's pure like a circus or something.
It's it looked expensive, but like it wasn't cheap and nasty. It was expensive, but
you can tell
freaky,
good
weird,
shit.
For the
70s
king,
shit.
the king only gets the best, baby.
Imagine like he is the like. See if you had to say to somebody like, "Who's the king?" You would be like, "Well, Elvis." Imagine that was you, mate. Who's the king?
So what happens to be the 12th today? So I would say Billy.
Billy? There's only one king. That's fucking Billy.
There's only one king, and that's Elvis Presley.
I had not lost it.
Mike Neil. The king,
Billy McNeil.
There's only one king, Billy, and that's McNeil.
McNeil, facts.
And that's the cowboy tell you that's where you know it's facts.
Fucking,
That's facts by the man in the hat.
no,
Oh, you need to trust a man in a cowboy hat.
You can't. Like, see if you walked up to me in the street and told me that the fucking sky was like brown. I'd be like, aye, sound, aye. Okay.
100%.
I've got
never
a
clocked
bonnet, I've got
that.
a bonnet pick. right? See here. See the night shops. Fucking one up Bishop Briggs East Kilbride. They're not cheap. That shit ain't cheap. See in Memphis, they had a thing called the Night Community Store.
The community?
And it was in the hood. And they fucking see this t-shirt? $7, mate.
$7?
Penny
$7.
buttons.
Fucking hell.
Sorry, fucking.
We're getting fleeced.
We're getting fucked about, Nike. Right, so if you're listening,
Nike. Listen up.
Nike.
Nike.
My camera in my fucking face.
Nike. Go to Chicago.
Neil Nike. If you're listening to this fucking podcast, lower your prices. Right?
At Bishop Briggs.
In East Kilbride, right? You fucking bastard.
Well said, man. There should be
Go
Sean
people.
York rallies.
There should be Sean York
Go to
rallies.
Chicago and bring down the Nike
Go to
prices.
Nike Community Store.
A Nike community store? What does that even mean?
I think it's just like they obviously want to have like.
Get Wayne's making them all.
Aye. Mo Farah's making it.
If Donald Trump was in charge here, we'd have Nike Community Stores.
Bring Nike Community Stores to Ruggy, Blantyre, Postal, fucking Rock Hill. Everywhere. Bring them everywhere.
No, here, have you ever been inside the Seaway?
No. Yes, I've been in the actual
I
supermarket.
passed by it yesterday. I've never been in it, and I really was like, first of all,
Cracking.
what an odd place for it to be in. What is that all about?
What up my like Postal?
Aye, like
There's a
that.
reason for that.
Tell me.
Great Hill Road.
Tell the cowboy. Come
Garnet
on.
Hill, Port Dundas, that sort of St George's Cross, that would be your Chinatown area of Glasgow. There's a lot of the Chinese community
Really?
and their communities, yeah.
Oh.
Our pal lives in Craig Hill Road, which is like next to the Sea Wounds. A lot of Chinese people live in there. And then you've obviously got Chinatown, what is that? Garnet Hill.
Garnet Hill,
What came first, the Chinese or the Seaway? That's the question I'm asking.
That's the question.
Did they
That's
move?
not our life.
Can we
aren't
get
Did they sit down and go, right here, look, we're travelling to the Seaway, fucking it's costing us this, fuel, cost of living crisis at the moment, let's just live next to the Seaway.
Can we get you, Joe and Jamie, to go to the Seaway?
I think we're actually planning on doing that. We discussed that. We're going to do a video where we go to the Seaway. We
One
travel
funny
there.
story. Our mate Riddell, who lived in Craig Hill Road, he used to always have mad gaffs in that, and he says this is before I met him, but it's like an infamous story amongst his friends and that. Our mate Paul told us about it and that, and like Jamie and that, right? So they were saying that he was like away one time, and they went into the Seaway like about 7 in the morning, like while the party's going on. Riddell was sleeping or something, and they bought a pig's head for the Seaway, and they put it in his new ex-bird's motor.
Oh my god, man.
She was like a nurse or
Another one
something.
they done was they bought lobsters, like fucking 7 lobsters, and they just placed them in a bit. There's mad lobsters, and that.
live lobsters for the Seaway.
Get yourself to the Seaway.
Oh my god.
That's Craig Riddell, who currently lives in Dubai. That's what happened to that poor boy.
Great country.
Aye.
Yep.
That was before we met him, but this was infamous stories we were told.
So is there anything else for like Tennessee in general that before we move on?
Aye, well, Memphis, man, like there was this really, really weird taxi driver, wasn't there, Sean?
Aye, there was.
Uber driver, aye.
Want to tell a story?
It was just this. I was in the front of the taxi. I didn't even realise Sean was videoing this, man. And the guy picked us up. He didn't say anything for the first 10 minutes. Weird, right?
Great sign.
And then he just like out the blue, he's just telling jokes, man. What is it he said?
he told-
don't even need to say what he said.
Is it in the video?
There's a
It's in the
video.
video,
We want
aye.
to show you the video. and
We'll just watch it. We'll watch the video.
watch the video,
Watch the
right?
video,
So,
right, just hit out with these jokes randomly. Just
so there's 2 videos, I think.
I've seen this. and
Creepy
it's
cabby.
Very awkward.
It's very awkward. Forced laughter, message.
So 2 of them are worth watching. The creepy cabby. This is
Creepy cabby.
It's very creepy.
box office Evan.
Right, so let's go, man.
What's worse than ants in your pants?
I don't know.
Uncles.
See, I forced to laugh at it.
It's true. On every continent.
What does it?
What's worse than ants in your pants? Uncles?
What's worse than ants
There's
in your
another one,
pants?
isn't there? I've seen another video.
Oh, the other ones.
It starts to get a bit weirder.
Mate, he started getting a wee bit racist.
What do you call a gay black man flying an airplane? He's the pilot, you racist bastard.
Forced laughter. Would you call a gay black man on a plane? He's the pilot, you racist bastard. These are the jokes of the Tennessee
American South.
taxi driver.
I heard a quite a good joke. I don't know if I told you that.
Sarah, Mark.
I've told some people like it, some people don't. What's the worst thing to hear when you're sucking Willie Nelson's dick?
Don't know.
I'm not actually Willie Nelson, by the way. So then you're just sucking something that looks like Willie Nelson's dick.
Yeah. Sometimes you want to suck life's dick.
Suck life's dick, aye.
Suck life's dick.
That is the motto. But aye, so the taxi driver, where was that, in Memphis?
Memphis, aye.
Jeez.
Weird man, strange fella.
Wouldn't
Just
recommend Memphis, to be honest.
Nah,
It was a strange place.
Was it, aye?
Beale Street's alright, and obviously
Do the Graceland, do the fucking Beale Street and get yourself
Get yourself away from
Get yourself down New Orleans. New
Orleans, is that where you went next?
New Orleans.
Tell me about New Orleans, baby.
New Orleans, Louisiana. What a place. It's tremendous, man.
What about their accent, man? Talk to me. Is it Cajun?
Louisiana.
Is it like pure
We are the French Quarter.
Aye, all right.
Real stuff going down.
Free quarter. Very free. That's such a fucked up thing. There's like cunts speaking French in the street and all that. That's mad Cajun kind of French. It was really weird.
Aye.
And
Such a weird mix.
we stayed in the French Quarter and we were there. It was amazing, man. Like the architecture.
What was the deal? Did the French like colonise that area?
Hundreds of years ago, aye. But it's really cool, man. Like I think it's quite expensive to stay there. Like a taxi driver said, like the minimum you're paying for like a house here in the French Quarter's like $1 million. Or
Really? Aye. Is
So
it like an up
a
market
lot of
sort of bit?
celebrities
Aye.
live in it,
cool,
man.
mate. It's
Like Reese Witherspoon stays there, Frank Ocean stays there, Nicolas Cage. He's got a fucking he's
and the oldest.
he's going to get buried in
We've got a video in the oldest graveyard in New Orleans. It's called New Orleans Cemetery Number 1 or something like that. Like the mother of like voodoo stays there. She was buried there hundreds of years ago. And who also loves voodoo? Nicolas Cage.
Oh.
Nicolas Cage paid $60,000 to have a pyramid mausoleum built in that graveyard for himself when he dies.
And sometimes he is spotted visiting it. He's
Admiring
just
it.
having a wee look at the fucking.
Just having a fly.
So we wanted to go in and see it, but then the guy was like, it's cost $20 to enter a graveyard. And we're like, we're not paying that. Like,
Necropolis is free,
Man,
man.
I'll go to that one down the Gorbals. You can just jump over in.
They go up to Necropolis, man, see John Knox grave for
It's
free.
literally deed cunts, man. Let me in.
I know.
I know. People are obviously
So-
interested in the voodoo and all that, but
Ben's got a video outside that.
Aye, here we go.
In the walls, here is New Orleans Old Graveyard. Charge you like $30 to go in, I'm not paying that. But Nicolas Cage's tomb is in there.
the actor Nicolas
The actor Nicolas Cage paid for a mausoleum for himself. Narcissistic behaviour, but I spent 60 grand on like a coffin thing. It's not a coffin, it's a tomb. It looks like a pyramid. National treasure, you know what I mean?
That is pretty insane, isn't it? That is a bizarre thing to do. Buy your grave essentially before you're even dead.
Aye.
Like that's a rich
It
person
doesn't
thing to
say
do.
his name on it though, but like, everybody knows it's him that's done it. Like it's just
What
a
is
proof.
that? So is he into voodoo?
I think so. Supposedly,
Was it
aye,
voodoo?
it's
Jamie
really-
Kelly.
Jamie Kelly is into voodoo.
Voodoo Ray, aye, so he is,
Voodoo
man.
Ray, aye.
James Kelly, Cumberland, Gran Canaria.
Watch it from.
Do you believe in voodoo?
You do voodoo?
Do you believe in voodoo dolls?
Yeah, a voodoo, you don't know what I mean.
I always wanted a voodoo doll.
Did you? So
You
what
think
happens-
it's
how
real?
do
It's
you
just no.
how search voodoo doll, see if we can buy one.
Can we buy one? Buy one now, Joe.
So and how do we get a curse? So what happens? Do you buy the doll and then you curse it and then you start? How's that work?
Fuck knows. I have no idea, bro. All I know is that they say New Orleans is the most haunted place in America. There's a lot of spirits and fucking shit going down there. There's curses.
Did you feel it?
I tell you what. No, right? But one thing I did feel, the spirit of Elvis Presley going through my fucking body in that Graceland, but we've already spoke about that.
How to make a voodoo doll
Right.
with pictures. It's quite good.
Look at his wee face.
I'm going to turn the tables on Evan here, right? See if you could make a voodoo doll, a one person. Who would you make it?
Oh. Who would be very funny? So like, as in like, I get to like do that with a
you
bell
can
and
make
all
a
that.
you could
I
like
know
just do
somebody who
things
could make it.
like you could do pure stab it in that, or like no, that's a bit extreme. Like you could like just pinch it in that and they'd be like, oh.
Maybe
Like, just
Neil,
mess it
Neil
with
Lennon or
somebody.
something. I don't know.
I thought you were going
Lenny.
to say Lee Sutherland.
Lenny. I think Lee Sutherland is already a voodoo doll for somebody else, to be honest.
Man is a puppet master. He controls things. Like, I mean,
the lawyer.
Basically, if you don't know already, if you've got any problems with anything that's said in this podcast or done, you will need to see the show's lawyer, Leesutherlandfiscal. He will deal with any complaints, so don't mail us saying, oh, you slagged somebody, you slagged when people go to the skating acts, still go on it. Talk to Lee. That's the guy. But New Orleans. Now, you said to me, I remember talking to you while you were there, and you're like, I fucking love New Orleans. Was it amazing?
Cool.
It's just again, it's like Chicago. It's just got a mad atmosphere there, like a lot of jazz music and live bands and stuff like that. Everybody says go to Bourbon Street when you're there, but it was a bit. It was,
Tourist trap?
It was giving Sucky Hall Street vibes.
Sucky Hall Street is like Ryan Appad's anti-strip.
Is it really? Aye.
There's one
People try to get you in bars and all that.
There's one called Frenchman Street, which is brilliant. Brilliant. The bars were class, man. Really good. When we were there, I know we decided to drive out to. We went on two kind of trips. We went on a fucking thing, mate. We went on a fan boat with a guy called Captain Cody. There's a video of Captain Cody. This man is an alligator enthusiast. This man kissed gators. This man was fucking missing a finger because a gator fucking bit it off.
This guy bit by a gator the day before their trip.
This guy was Mr. fucking Alligator. This man was fucking off his head, but what a boy.
This one bit my brother 2 days ago.
Oh no!
His brother's on the other boat. No,
Who's that, man?
Is not working right now.
Oh.
He's lucky to still have his middle finger.
Oh.
He's trying to get to the cool kids club.
Oh. Yeah. Oh wow.
Whoa.
It's a big one.
Soon you can only hear this. It sounds weird.
It sounds like something else, doesn't it? It's a big one.
So the beginning, he pulled a gator out, he was kissing the gators.
There's something a bit weird about that, isn't there? There's
The man was the sadist.
There's Dane Gator tours and then there's milking gators to make Gatorade.
Kissing gators.
Yeah, they're milking me, don't mate.
Aye.
That's it.
There's two types of guys in this world, guys that milk gators and guys that don't.
Listen, mate, without we wouldn't have milk without the milkers.
That's very true. We wouldn't have water without the waterers.
It's the life is either you're either milked.
You're either milking or getting milked, aren't you?
There's no in between.
There's no in between. That is the harsh reality of this life.
Aye, so we fucking went there, but on an interest note, there's a lot of sort of slave plantations in that there and all. So
still gone?
No, obviously it's like it's a historical and cultural site. So we went to one just to sort of experience it, just to see what it was like, and it's a very good learning experience, man. It's obviously we hear there's a lot of people speaking about renaming the streets and stuff like that. And
in Glasgow,
in Glasgow, aye, because of the tobacco lords and people saying slaves made Glasgow and all that. And it's interesting.
I heard people make Glasgow.
Never heard of that, bro. Ever.
I love that.
People in small writing, slaves.
So we went there, right, and we get the tour, and like literally the slave people that stayed in that plantation in the 18th century built the fucking mansion.
They built the
grounds. It was the skills that these people had was amazing, but what they had to go through in their life was fucking atrocious. It was beyond atrocious. But
that wasn't even that long ago.
Mate,
wasn't that long ago?
It was like within the last 150 years, man. I can't put an exact date on it, but it was fucking.
Mate, do you know we were doing a deep fried and we were watching a thing about this tribe in the Andaman Islands in India, right? Who they're called the Jarawa tribe. It's like islands in India, but they're this tribe. They're a remote tribe, and then because of obviously modernisation, there's roads getting built everywhere, and that there ended up being a road getting built that linked the sort of where they're based into the main cities in the Andaman Islands. So buses started going up it, and then they started doing tourists buses where like a human safari where it would go up, and then they would the Jarawa people would be at the jungle, and they would be right, dance and make them dance and throw food at them to try and make them dance and all that. It's fucking mental. But see, we're saying that wasn't that long ago. When I was looking into that, mate, there was human zoos not that long ago where they would get a wee say in the I think it was the Netherlands I seen mine mate, no that long ago, like the 40s, 50s, there was like, they would put just a black person, just a wee girl or something, they would just put them in like an enclosure that you would see like a fucking monkey in at the zoo, right? And they would put them in that, and then they would be like, right, and there'll be like a bunch of white people run it. Could you try and get that? Just type in the Jarawa. It's like isolated tribe. It's mad just to show you. It's like a 5-year-old black girl, and like there's all these mad white people, like they're looking at her as if like what? It's fucking crazy. Fucked. And it wasn't long ago. It's fucking mad.
We need to remember these things happened, and we went for like it's like when people go to places like Auschwitz and all that, terrible things happened there, and you're not there for the selfies and all that. You're there for a bit of cultural education. It's a history lesson.
The interesting thing about it is it's an equivalent would probably be going to Auschwitz or a concentration camp or something like that. But I spoke the guy who took us on a tour. He was an African American man, and I was obviously speaking to him about how in Glasgow it's recently came into like the media about and people are passionate about wanting to make a change. And I said about the street names, and he said, nah, you shouldn't change the street names. And I was like, why? And he said, you can't run away from history, you just need to accept it and educate people on it. So
I get that.
It's equivalent. So he was like, you should put fucking a plaque underneath, let's say I don't know, like what's this fucking like Jamaica Street or Tobago Street or fucking wherever, and the
why it's called Jamaica Street, so people know why it's
Glassford Street and all that, and
like an explanation,
explain why, you know what I mean?
I just show why, like kind of show that you're no honouring it. It's just a piece of history on why this is called this.
Like we obviously we're probably not the best people to fucking discuss this topic and give a verdict and be cemented, and that needs to be people more informed and people involved in it. But I went with what the tour guide said. Obviously, he says you need to know your history, and you need to know what happened, and you need to reflect on that and make sure things like that don't happen again. You can't erase it.
So that was
an interesting take on it, innit? Because everybody here, when that kind of got raised, everybody here was like, get them fucking out, get them chains, but that's somebody who, and you do tend to find this with issues like this, people who aren't involved tend to be more, not that guy I'm saying was like no arsed about it, but people who weren't involved tend to have a more aggressive opinion, like we need to tear this down, when the people that actually sort of lived it and know people that were affected by it are like, no, you just need to fucking accept it. Do you know what I mean? Like
I know a guy called Dr. Stephen Mullen, and he's kind of he led a lot of research at Glasgow University on the link between Scots and the slave trade in Africa and the Caribbean, and I've had a conversation with him, and I think the fact of the matter is, although we know about the Scots had a big impact, when slavery was abolished in the UK, I think they tried to forget about all it and put it away. So there's research getting done now to actually say, right, what's the extent of this happening? Do you know what I mean? So we don't actually know the extent and maybe who was directly involved. I mean, obviously I'm not educated to speak on it, but I think there's no enough literature and stuff like that out there.
Yeah, I'm not educated to speak on anything, but
here we are,
baby. Spouting a lot of shit.
But New Orleans it's a buzz, man. It's one of these places you need to go, man, and experience the nightlife. Amazing. It's just a dead interesting place. It's just a pure, it doesn't feel like you're in America, like the way it looks is more
French.
Because of the architecture and that, probably the buildings, and Saigon's a bit like that. Obviously, like seeing Vietnam, the French ruled that for years, so all the buildings in Saigon, there's a French quarter there and all, which is like a lot of the buildings, they look French, but there it's like all colourful, sort of really nice flat buildings. Like
I've seen pictures of like Saigon architecture, and it's very similar to New Orleans.
I think that's when I seen that, I was like, it's kind of the same, because as well in Vietnam, which is interesting, is like, so the French French have notoriously like good bread, like their bread. Let's see if you go to France and get a fucking
baguette.
Of course, the whole
baguette.
Exactly, croissant. Christen. But they have like notoriously good bread, and see in Vietnam they still have that, like that tradition of making the bread the way they still make it like that, like the French way. So the bread you get in Vietnam, well, in Saigon, is fucking top draw, which is odd because you would normally associate Asia with like noodles, things like that, do you know what I mean? But the bread is unbelievable. Some of the best bread in the world, mate. So was that the end of your trip, New Orleans? Did you leave for there?
No, we flew back from New Orleans to Chicago, and that was where our return connecting flight was. So we had done that the day before, and then we get back there. Obviously, more deep dish. Went to a White Sox game.
Class. I've put on, by the way. Oh my
Feeling
God.
it?
I need this shit's a hit.
No wonder, like, see, just seeing the portion sizes for when you were there, no wonder they're all fat as fuck.
I mean, some of the service we got in restaurants was dire.
Really, aye?
Aye, man.
I heard the service there was like unbelievable, like, because they're trying.
Some places tremendous, some places below the belt.
Where did you receive the worst customer service?
Without a fucking doubt, Ruby Tuesdays, baby, in fucking Mississippi or something like that.
It was Kentucky, mate. It was Kentucky, that was.
The fuck knows, we were in fucking. They forgot to make me and my mate's food. We walked out. We went to Wendy's.
We just paid for what we hadn't left and all. I'm so sorry. It was just a pumpkin alley. Terrible service, but anyway, we did not let it ruin the trip.
No, you can't. You simply can't. So, see, just looking back on this trip, right, I want to know, where was the worst place you went to? Like, what? Just, was there a moment where you went and you were in a place and you're like, this place is a fucking shithole, I want out again?
Memphis.
Really? Aye,
Memphis.
What was it about it that was just like,
I don't know, it's just.
it feels sleazy?
It was a bit. I don't know.
I don't know. To give them a good shout, we went to a place called Germantown, just outside of Memphis. Tremendous. Got some cracking barbecue there. Pictures of John Daly in the wall, no, that mad golfer.
The guy played for Dundee United?
John Daly, yeah.
Big Irish striker.
Big John Daly, aye.
Former Rangers striker?
Aye. No, that was great, but Memphis itself, there's not much going on there.
It's a cult. You go to Graceland, you go to Beale Street, but apart from that, I didn't.
No much.
But there's a Martin Luther King museum and all, which was, I thought it was fucked up. Like, where he was fucking assassinated, they built a museum and they maintained the fucking place where they get killed, which is weird. But that was shut when we were there, unfortunately. But I wouldn't recommend it.
And the best? Where was your favourite? Where was a moment that you remember sitting going, this is fucking amazing, I'm so happy I came here?
First or second day there when we went down to the river.
When that boat, man, Chicago, mate.
Chicago River.
Unbelievable,
Tremendous, man.
It's
fantastic. We've got pictures, obviously, man. It's beautiful because it's on Lake Michigan and that's clean water, baby. You can drink a tap water in Chicago, by the way. We found out while there. Tremendous.
That's class, aye. I would recommend it to him, day.
And the water in, is it Flint?
That's fucked.
Obviously
Malcolm Moore's
Fuck that, man.
Fuck that. So I'm wondering, would you go back to the US?
Therefore,
aye.
Where would you go if you could go again? See if you had a I don't want to say an unlimited budget because you just go everywhere, but like, see if you could go like a trip there, where would you go next?
Obviously, we've been to like New York and Florida and that, been to a few places in America, but somewhere where I've not been. I've always wanted to go to Vegas, but that's a wee bit, it's kind of like the Dubai vibes as well. I mean,
it is.
California for me, man. I'd really like to go to like San Francisco and that.
I've heard
LA.
I've heard that California is a bit of a catfish, mate, to be honest. I've heard like it's a bit like, so like New York is like what you see in New York in pictures and that, it's the exact same when you go, but then when you go to California, like, oh, it's just hundreds of homeless people here.
Oh, listen, baby, Ben Years, California's different, yeah. We're going to the Napa Wine Valley, yeah.
Oh my God.
We're going to taste some wine.
Beverly Hills,
yeah. Hollywood, yeah. But that, and maybe I'd like to go to Washington DC, Boston, and that as well. Places like that, Boston, somewhere.
Interesting place, man, innit?
You know what I mean?
Very. Do you know, I had no desire to go to the States until I seen your trip, and I was like, that would be fucking cool.
Class, man.
Yeah, I quite fancy going to Seattle. I like Frasier.
Just so you're just gonna go and just soak in Frasier. Frasier reminds me of like being late for like go to school and my walk and like hearing it pure the bad laugh track in the background. Like the walk. See that mad Raymond in that? Aye. Oh, come on. He's always fucking up. Like the bad shows just remind me of that.
Seattle, but I think you would do Vancouver and all, but that's Canada.
That's where I want to go, Vancouver, baby.
Beautiful,
I've heard
baby.
it. I've heard you get everything in Vancouver, mate.
Jamie Hassan was in Toronto there, and they said it's the best city he's been in his life. And
I would love
you
that.
Get that stuff.
How did it compare with Blantyre though? Because you are Blantyre natives.
I got patch.
Nah,
Blantyre's amazing, mate.
It's a special place for special people.
Well, just funny you're saying that. Obviously, we done our Scheme Olympics episode, and we did have Blantyre on it, and we did rate it. Was it healthy? It was. Have a check. We rated it quite high. We said Blantyre's got everything, and we noticed that. Tell me if I'm wrong. People from Blantyre are very proud about being from Blantyre.
We moved there when we were 5, so we would, and in Blantyre terms, we wouldn't be regarded as a native.
Yeah, we were born in Rock and Roll, Glasgow.
Expats.
First house was in Rob Royston, so we're
Moved
well
in there.
Glaswegians, but we're taking to Blantyre due to my
We were
father's work
taken due to
commitments.
work commitments, but
Like Mo Farah,
you get
basically.
some people, basically, but you get people that have stayed there all their days, fucking Blantyrites, man, that have never fucking left the Gaff.
Oh, defo. It's unhealthy. So second highest tier, man. But this is what I want to do, and this is like a wee announcement for everybody else. On our Patreon, what we're going to do is every place we rate on Scheme Olympics, so we're going to go there for the day. Try the local delicacies, see what the vibe's like. Try the parks, try the nature, see what's there. So we've planned one with Spexy to go to Coat Bridge. Spexy's going to the Spexy tour of Coat Bridge up the time capsule and all that's going to be beautiful. But I wanted to ask you if you would be up for giving us a Blantyre tour or the finest bits of Blantyre.
We'll take you to Springwell, we'll take you to Elm Street, High Blantyre, we'll
show you.
I want to see it all.
We'll take you to Clyde.
What we do is for our mate's birthday, so it's me, Sean, Joe, Jordan, Deck. What we've done a lot is a Blantyre pub crawl, because Blantyre has got an absurd amount of pubs for the size of the place. It's got hundreds
Mate,
of
you're
pubs.
talking 20 places you can get a drink in.
Aye, there's at least double figures, man. It's insane, mate. So we do that. It's quite funny. That'll be
There's pubs like next door to each other.
Mate,
Like, what the
it's
fuck?
The Blantyre
there's
pub
pubs
crawl.
everywhere.
The Blantyre pub crawl.
We'll take you John Carrigan's, mate. We'll take you Carrigan's for a good Bascaran,
Good
mate.
pub lunch. Get the belly filled up.
That's that, no.
Soak your booze in.
Eat cheating, fuck's sake.
You see the David Livingston statue fighting a bear, not fighting a lion. He's fighting a lion in that, isn't he?
We'll take you around, we'll show you a bit.
Show you a bit,
Take,
aye.
take me everywhere. I want to see it all, man. But look, boys, that was fantastic. We done it again.
Cunts will be fucking sick of us in this podcast.
You're around next week and also
Bye.
James Kelly's out the picture now.
Bye, James.
Bye, Jamie.
Damn alligator ate his head off, man.
Aye.
Rest in pieces, James.
Also, if you don't miss your family member, do you? Nah, he
No,
doesn't.
I've been
He
on this.
doesn't listen.
I've had the host and all. Was James there? No. Has he got a problem with James? Zoom in again, Joseph. James, you have a problem with me? Every time I'm here, you're not.
Oh, that was fucking deadly.
That's cold, man.
That's going to ruin his holiday, I think.
Aye.
Could ruin his
Don't
holiday.
show him, mate. Don't
Don't show him that.
show him.
Don't
the
show
video.
him.
Sorry, Evan. Sorry, Joseph. Embarrassed myself.
But troops, that was the yurts. It was the yurts, and obviously at the start we had a brief sort of, I don't know what it was. I tried to get an interview with the guys, Sal and Carmine, very hostile men, don't know, very unpredictable. They're now scouring the streets of Netherton and Wishaw, looking for a beer apparently. So
I don't. We've seen them in the way, mate. And
you
it's just
see
a
them.
couple of
Some really expensive
G-men,
fucking
you know what
suits
I mean?
on.
Couple of gangsters.
Couple of
You
gangsters.
don't look these guys in the eyeballs. man.
We
You
shot it in big time, man. Just
Right,
heads
man.
in, straight in.
They're not guys you want to fuck with. Did you see the cigars they had? Massive.
Big Cubans, big Cubans.
Big Cuban heels.
King
on
Kong's
it.
King Kong's fingers, as Wiz Khalifa famously said. So look, troops, again, we done it again. The yurts will be a regular feature on the show because the yurts aren't going anywhere, baby. Hope you enjoyed it, troops. That's the yurts US tour. Fucking fantastic.
Tremendous, mate.
Tremendous. Look, troops, if you want more content, go to the Patreon. You know where it is, it's in the link. Give us a wee rating on Spotify if you enjoyed it. Give us a wee like. Yeah, hell, if you're feeling frisky, even a comment would do, eh? But guys, where can they find your patter? In the streets of Blantyre.
Listen, if you want to find us, you'll find us. You know what I mean?
True, very
If you want to find us, you'll find us. Put the effort in.
If it's meant to be, it's meant to be, man.
Underneath the fucking thing.
Europe Bros. At Europe Bros. Get us on Twitter and that.
FC250
The thing,
underscore
if,
Twitter.
the thing is
Instagram.
as well, if you've no heard of Sean and Ben, you've probably been bammed up after them unknowingly on
that's
Twitter. So if you ever see a video that's maybe pretty outrageous, it's probably Sean and Ben.
Oh, aye, definitely. It's us. We're behind so many crimes we spoke about in previous podcasts. There's so many. We're still doing it. We're still doing the crimes, and people are falling for it.
But friends at the podcast, that's the most important thing for me ever. It's not about the actual the spectacle up. You give me a bet coming on. It's about the friendship.
It's about friendship. It's about connection. It's about the Nike community store.
It's about Elvis Presley. It's about Ben grabbing a guy with the boys in the subways.
That was an insane story, by the way, bro.
I swear
You
to
grab
God.
to
Why would I want to come on a podcast and admit that I grabbed a man by his genitalia? Do you find that's something I'm proud of doing? No, but I'll be proud of things that we need to do. The question's on your side, Evan. Know what I mean?
What a fucking way to end that podcast.
Beautiful, baby. Catches on our side trips.